Welcome to the Untitled Podcast, episode 3. My name is Bradley, and today's date is August 3rd, 2024, and here I have on my right is
Ian.
And then on my left I have
Ethan, the reoccurring host, apparently.
Yeah.
All right. I told you.
So this is our first time on the show.
Move the mic a little bit.
Okay. So it's our first time on the show.
I told Ian it was going to be cringy in the beginning. Isn't it? It feels weird, right? When you first start.
Yeah, totally.
See,
I mean, this is awesome.
You're playing a character right now, but as you get in, you'll be
I know.
like...
It's such a crazy experience, and I'm happy to be here. I always wanted to do a podcast.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I've always wanted to do a podcast.
What were you just doing?
I was trying to adjust the brightness.
Speak towards the mic.
I was trying to adjust the brightness so I can film Bradley and I for our first podcast.
Let's go.
It
Yeah.
doesn't look like it's going to work.
So, I mean...
You still didn't.
It's okay. We're going to just keep going.
We'll start off with a question.
Yeah, let's start off with a question, and then we'll just see where that goes.
Wait. Wait, we didn't get any snacks.
Why do we need snacks?
Because I'm going to get hungry.
You're such a badass.
Okay.
Anyways. Alright, so yours are our first guest.
Yep.
The podcast trio is not here today, so you guys will be subbing in.
Okay, I'm totally fine with that.
And where's the rest of the
We'll
map?
start with a question. What'd you say?
I was going to say, where's the rest of the map?
Anyways.
We should have them.
Anyways.
Like
No.
a five-person
They're
podcast.
five of us.
Eventually.
There's so many diverse opinions because we have like people who
Yeah, once I get an upgrade.
We could do like
believe
a
in
holiday
Jesus,
episode when I
and
get
we
out of
have
here.
people who like avoid their friend group,
That'd be good.
and we have a gay man, and we have like a country Southern kid.
Anyways,
Enough of
with
this
different
stuff,
the
views.
last podcast got really emotional, like, because we talked about Jay doing that. He opened up really a lot. And
Yeah, we
it
can
was
do that.
crazy.
Well, that's not this podcast.
No. What do you mean?
I'm
We can
trying.
totally
I'm
open
trying
up.
to be controversial.
Yes,
Okay.
but once you're in this podcast, think about it. We can ask each other anything right now.
I think we just
because
totally like get personal.
You can get personal.
Ethan, are you gay?
Because right now, what else are you gonna ask like a crazy question?
Yeah, this is like your
Like
open
every
case.
day?
No,
What?
but in your everyday
No,
life,
you
like
don't.
a deep question. Like, it's rare. It is rare, and this is a cool moment.
You don't do it all the
Oh,
time.
okay.
This is like for you.
All right.
No,
No need to
okay.
get cringe.
Anyways,
Whoa, is it even picking up my voice?
Yes, it is.
yes.
Because why is it
Ian,
so
I can
loud?
edit it in post. Just speak towards the mic.
I am.
Just remember that.
Okay, well, I typically speak to the right side.
Well, what the fuck? Then don't do
Why
that.
are you over here then? Why are you on the right side?
Yeah,
Because
switch seats.
Are you sure?
Just switch
Should we?
seats.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna switch
Oh my
seats.
God. They're currently switching
We're
seats.
switching.
Bradley has headphones on. He's our vocal director today.
If you guys don't mind, I also have some hose that I just need to keep snapping.
No,
It's not like,
put the phone away.
It's not bad snap. It's just.
Put the phone away.
No, it's not.
Put the
No,
phone
I'm not
away.
a screen injury. I just have sexy
Put the
voice.
phone away.
Hold on.
Text them that you're on a podcast.
You need to do like
I
a
knew
no
you would
phone
try
time.
this shit too.
He needs to do like a no phone time.
He does.
Hold on. But it's a really. Whoa, why'd the mic get closer to you? No, it's a really cute boy and I need to keep up with this, but it's not going to distract me because it's like, I literally am going
You're
to.
already fucking
I'm going to text him this one time and then we're done. Alright, let me send this.
This sounds
Talk
like
about
you,
something
though.
really fast.
This sounds-
Talk about something really
Okay,
fast.
let's talk, okay?
No.
But
There's
that doesn't
no way.
mean anything.
No. Let's all take a. Let's talk about this first then. Let's get this
Yeah,
out of the way.
actually.
Ian's selfishness.
Okay, it's not selfishness. It's like humans inherently, actually, I learned in psychology, are selfish. We are literally inherently
No.
selfish. It's our biggest and best trait.
That's just an excuse to act.
Oh my god, how is an excuse? Okay, yes,
What if you
people
think
should be
about it?
selfish, but if you think about
You
it,
know what? Ian does that a lot.
No,
Ian is
no.
the type that like gets knowledge and then he'll use it to justify
okay,
evil things.
I'm not justifying selfishness.
But we gotta
It's
take a
normal.
pause here. Like,
Oh, I farted. Oh my god, don't put that on camera. No, but it's okay to be selfish. Like, I feel like I'm pretty giving, especially to my
agree,
friends and
but no,
it's
family.
pretty good,
But
yeah.
after I set up a whole podcast for us, you're not thinking, oh wait, maybe I should be considerate.
Okay, but
Just
look,
take it in.
I am literally giving
Maybe we should
quality
get- maybe
content
we should
and
get
doing
in the
this.
moment.
People who believe that multitasking is not a thing is crazy. Like,
no,
you can
multitasking
believe in
is a
multitasking.
thing.
Incorrect. Yesterday we had to rewind Cyberpunk like 2 times because of
Who?
you. And you get mad at
Okay,
Dad.
here,
Oh, this
hold
is
on.
great.
So this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
this is what I want to clarify because Ethan likes to make things up. We rewinded because I was filling my water and I didn't
Exactly.
want to spill ice on this floor, so I was making sure
Okay.
because I was in pitch black dark.
That is
So
true.
sorry for being respectful and making sure things didn't get on your floor.
Anyways.
And he was like,
Ian
"Ian, did you even see that?" I was like, "No, I was trying to."
Ian hates Dad
I-
for going
But
on his phone during
this
movies,
is
but
what the
he did
thing
it.
is.
he-
Okay,
yesterday.
so here's
He was
the
on
difference.
Instagram.
Here's the difference. I hated Dad because he says, "Oh, I'm gonna watch the show." Proceeds to literally
That's
email,
what he does.
contact clients, and run a business for an hour straight. I will check in on social media or my text for 5 minutes at
Exactly,
most,
5
at
minutes.
max. My dad
It's
spends
a 20-minute
hours.
show. So 5
Okay,
minutes is a lot.
5 minutes was exaggerating for the 20-minute show. I was on there for 30 seconds, and that's because I
20
needed
minutes
to
is
check.
I just
I
don't-
missed a part because I was filling water, my dad. So Ethan, stop with the lies.
And
I just think that's an issue with like society as a whole
Yeah.
today is that we all
And how
are
long
on our
did,
phones.
and really quick, because I hate saviors, how long do you poodle a day?
Me?
Yes.
I don't do it as much anymore.
And how?
I just started giving up on it.
Oh, okay. So if I check your screen times, how long
To
will
keep
they
in
be?
mind for the people that listen to this, poodling is where you game excessively. That's just a joke that we have in our family.
fuck.
But I've been giving up on it. I know, like, seriously, I went through like a gaming addiction when I was little. I wouldn't see family for a while, so yeah, it controlled me majority of my life.
Whatever, we could throw that. All right, anyways, let's get started with the podcast.
Can you hand me?
Let's start the podcast.
Can you hand me my water, Bradley?
It was a good start.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So I guess you guys will pick a number, 1 through 9. We'll start there.
All right. Should we rock paper scissors? Not best out of 3, just one.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, I choose number 4.
Number 4. Number
that's
4.
nice.
Oh wow. Okay. Sort of on topic actually. Social media. So, I guess pretty broad, but what we talked about last time is really where are you going with social media? Are you gonna use it continuously? What's your presence on there? Do you want more of a presence? Do you want less of a presence?
Bradley, I'm gonna let you go first because I have a lot to say about this.
I mean, I'm pretty on the mellow side of social media. I don't use it as much. At times I feel like there's like the urge where I want to just actually post, see where I'm at, like how I let people know in life how I'm doing. I don't know. I just get like that urge there, but then like part of me is like, no.
What stops you from posting?
I don't know. It's just like I think I'm like a cringy poster in a way. Like I just don't like post like.
What makes you cringe?
I don't know. It's just like the way like I post. It feels like I'm like a 50-year-old. Like I'm a 50-year-old middle-aged
I
man.
feel that, but do you have haters at all or no?
Haters?
Yeah. Like
No.
anyone ever hate that shit? No?
Ian even named it as like the Bradley cult or something. I don't know what it was. Bradley stands or something.
I get that. I think really people like your just personality. They'll gravitate towards it. So if that's something you're worried about, you'll be
Towards
good.
it.
You'll be good.
But I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I just don't post as much. Like.
I agree. I think I'm just waiting for a right moment, and then I'll start posting it. Because when I did, I was really funny, but I just stopped.
I don't know. Like I think when Ian kind of helped me take over my account, that's like the peak. I'll say like
that's
when
true.
you guys came out to Michigan.
Yeah, that's true.
And you guys were like-
Remember, brother, every time you did the I love food thing. Oh.
Yeah, I like food.
I like food.
Don't get it twisted. That's
But
his brand. They were talking about.
in a way, I think social media is very controlling. In a way.
We'll get into that. We'll talk about where Ian is with it, like personally.
Ooh, I have a lot to say about this. Okay, so we're gonna start with my backstory. Back in 2020, during COVID, or I guess 2019, when TikTok first was like, not first I think, because it was around for like 2 years, but I first got into it, I had blown up. And I had actually gotten deals and made money off of it. And I actually had merch coming out that people were buying. And then I realized like I don't like having a bunch of random people know who I am and like know my life. So I like completely stopped it and I was like, you know what, this isn't for me.
You just shit yourself while talking?
Me, that wasn't me.
I didn't fart either.
That wasn't me.
No, what
I don't
was
think any. Oh, it was my water bottle.
Oh, okay. Continue.
So yeah, and then like recently in the office, I'm talking to my coworker, and she's obviously a little bit wealthier. So I'm kind of not jealous or envious, but I'm like, you know, what is it like to like wear $4,000 bracelets and drive a $100,000 car, and kind of get what you want? And I was just thinking, I was like, oh my god, if I had continued with TikTok and like kept it going, like, could I have made so much more money? Like, could
What
I?
was your complaints why you stopped?
I think
Because it's privacy. Because I had like 10,000 followers, and people were texting me random things and sending weird things, and people were always asking me things that I couldn't. I just like kind of wanted to live not
Couldn't
like.
handle the fame.
Okay, that sounds so bad. It was okay, but I had 100,000
But
followers.
if you keep in mind,
I had edits of me. I had fan art. Like it was real. It was a real thing. Like it wasn't like, oh, his one video blew. Like no, I had people like who liked me, but I also enjoyed I enjoyed being content and lonely, and like not lonely, but like by myself and like not really like keeping up
Did you
with
feel like it
people.
was a chore?
but keep in mind,
It felt-
he was
yeah.
in high school.
Yeah, it
So
felt
it's
like a chore.
yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
pressure.
And at high school, believe it or not, I even have yearbook proof, but everyone knew at school, and it was like, oh my god, you do TikTok. Oh my god, can we talk to you? I was in the yearbook. I was interviewed. Like I was like, okay, I'm a little done with it. Like it's not my thing. I tried it. But now looking back, and I'm like, I could have like kept that going and just sucked it up.
You didn't like the attention?
Not really. Like I do like attention in life, but that was just too much and by random people. So I was
That
like,
makes
no.
sense. But okay, what if you did it now when you're older?
That's what I was getting to. Is recently I have been posting more on TikTok, and I realized Snapchat. I have like 16,000 views every post. I'm like, how do 16,000 people follow me on Snapchat? So I was like, I know you can make money off of Snapchat. So I've been just posting a little bit more to like kind of keep it going. So I was like, okay. I mean, it's not an everyday thing, and I find it hard to be funny online when it's forced and much easier in person.
But why do you? I think about it too. Where first off, in the beginning, you have to be funny. Why don't you just put stuff like about you, like just boot your personality? You're not always funny.
Because I can't capture my personality on camera. Once I know there's a camera, I literally am like, okay, like nothing's real.
Put
Like,
on a mask.
But
It's
this
like
is this is good practice because already are you feeling more comfortable?
oh, 100%.
Exactly. But in the beginning, it was like, oh, this is so cringe. This is what you're talking
No,
about.
I was just talking about it's cringe the intro, like the voice.
It's not
Welcome to the pod.
But
Like,
you're not. In the beginning, you were putting on a character, and I even saw it immediately. But like as we go on, it's like, oh, okay, this is less of a character. You can just be yourself.
yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, also, I realized with Bradley, like going back to what he said about people thinking you're cringe on social media. I have literally talked to like all my friends about this because they're all like very Instagram baddie. They only post on their close friends, never their main. Monica's never posted her friends before. None of us have been posted on her main story in the 6, 7, 8 years we've known her. And I'm just like, you know what? Post what you want. Like I post so much random crap, and I'm like, people probably think I'm fucking weird. Can I cuss on here?
Yes.
Yes, people probably think I'm so fucking weird, and I'm just like, you know what?
You
But
did can I cuss?
and I told Dad this too. I was like, you know what? I hope my social media isn't false. Like I don't want people to look at it and like think, oh, this is like not Ian, because like yeah, social media can paint a very false perception of someone, but I don't want that, and I feel like I've done a good job at portraying myself online.
Yeah, I feel like even as a brother. Too.
Yeah, like very well. Like I post very like
Oh fuck.
what?
Pause. I know we're pretty much like almost a quarter in the podcast, but yeah, Ian, the one talking is my brother, and the other one's Bradley, my cousin.
Oh.
But continue.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, no, I feel like it's very important to portray like who you actually are on social media. Like there's no point in like if people judge you, they judge you. They can unfollow you or follow you. Like I at the end of the day don't care. Like I've seen so many friends of mine unfollow me because I probably post some like weird stuff, but I'm like that's me. Like I'm not gonna go on social media post like some fucking picture of my ass out and my lip. Okay, that sounds so targeted. But like you know what I mean? Like stuff that's not me. Like I'm very outspoken and I'm very cringe and like oh god, this sounds like a pick me moment, but like
No, it's
I
because you
understand.
give like zero shit.
but I don't
Society.
care what people think really.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I
good.
don't.
But did you feel like you cared more when you were in high school?
Oh, 100%. If you look at my high school,
I feel like that's it. That's a good follow-up question. Then, do you feel like your high school mentality like shedding as you get older?
I'll let you speak first. 'Cause I have a lot to say on that.
You could chime in. I mean, we
No,
just
no,
have to
no,
keep
no,
it even
I
though.
need to let you
In
speak
the sense
first.
of like, oh, it's toxic and like
Oh,
you really want to.
holy shit, I have a lot to say, too.
You don't want to do
You
this.
go
or
first.
that.
Well, do I start with my whole 4 years? I can give my whole 4 year backstory.
Okay, maybe that's a little long. Just
No,
like,
it's not. Like
you
I can
know,
do. I can sum it up.
Just okay. You can sum it up.
Like I'll do a TLDR.
Okay.
Wait.
TLDR. Yeah, sure. Go.
Okay, so basically COVID hit, so that was shitty 2 years. Junior year hit, kind of getting back, setting my footing. Wait, what was the question again? I had to look back.
Shedding your high school like
Oh,
mentality.
like I've totally
How
like, threw that in the dirt.
You
Like,
do it in the dirt.
Like right
Okay.
after I graduated, I'm like, fuck high school me because high school me was totally fucking like. I used to hang out with like a lot of girls, so because dudes were just all like, oh, football, sports, and all that, which I totally was
You're not
okay
super
with.
masculine.
What?
Like you don't have really
Like, it was-
masculine personality.
Like I don't have like
No, I feel that. Yeah.
like female. Like I'm just like more open to myself. Like I know how to express myself in
No,
a
but
way.
you're not like a man's man. Like, oh,
No.
football.
I'm not like I'll hide shit and all that. Like I'm open. I'm pretty outgoing and all that.
Yeah.
Like it's been proven multiple times. It's just like my friend group kind of, I think, slapped a label on me. I don't know if it was just me, my mentality, or
What was
just
the label?
I mean, it was just that people thought I was gay in a sense, so it was annoying that it was kind of mentality, and like it's not a bad thing at all. Like I don't know why I think it
So you're
affects
in
me
a
in a way.
friend group that thought you were gay?
What?
You were in a friend group and they
No,
thought
no,
you
no,
were
no, no.
gay?
It was outside. Like people thought I was gay.
Oh,
It
besides
was
your
just
friend
like the
group?
people that I hung out with were a lot of girls,
Interesting.
so it was just in a sense like that, and it just made me feel bad, and it made me feel very insecure about myself, and it made me go through like a very dark time,
Mm.
and I still have trouble now. Like that thing throughout high school was carried on with me trying to figure myself out
In what way?
and who I am, like sexuality wise.
Oh, okay.
Like
But do
I
you have a
don't
strong
even know where
sense
I'm
of
at.
yourself in like the other sense? More
What?
of like if I asked who's Bradley, like do you have a good head on your shoulders, or are you still trying to figure it out? It's okay.
No,
It
no,
takes
no,
me a
no, no,
while
no,
as
no.
well.
Like I think I know who I am. I'm like a very outgoing character. I'm very funny.
Okay.
It's just like I don't really show it at first. Like everybody that I've talked to has said like, "Oh, you look pretty like mean." I was like,
And you
I,
can
I
jump
mean, I
in.
don't take it as a compliment or in an offensive way. It's like it's just who I am. And then like once they get to know me, they're like, "Oh yeah, you're a pretty awesome guy. Like you're funny to be about or around."
So anyways, back to the question. How has it been shedded? Like what's the difference between Bradley back then and Bradley now?
It's just like I've learned to like roll things off my back in a sense.
Okay.
And it's like not take anything personal. Like high school me took everything personal. I mean, still working on it now in a sense. I mean,
Okay.
I overthink things. You guys, like both you and Ian, saw it this whole entire trip. I always check in if I'm okay with you guys
Yeah.
after I say shit
Yeah, you've
because I
matured a
know,
lot.
like, I'm used to people having. I think how do I say it? Like I want to say the word fragile. Like people are like so fragile
Mm-hmm.
in a sense. I'm not used to it, but
Oh yeah, and you can jump in. Like
yeah, you
No,
can
but I,
chime.
I want to let him speak.
You
Like,
can chime in
and you
though.
No,
can
but he's
move
on.
the mic. Move mic.
Okay, but Bradley. No, Bradley's on a roll right now, so I'm like, he clearly is like. Excuse me, I have to burp. No, but he's on a roll right now. Like he's clearly got his like words in his mind that he wants to say. So I'm like, I don't want to cut butt
I'm
in.
just
But you
making
can
sure.
butt
And
in
you
on what
can
I'm
butt in.
saying too.
I know, but I don't have any. I don't really have anything
Okay.
like.
I'm just letting you know the rules.
Yeah,
It's not
no,
like,
no.
oh, brother, who's on?
No, I just want to make sure like he
Like
gets
you
what
could
he needs
totally
to say.
disagree with what I'm saying.
Well,
It's,
we know
it's
you
your
wouldn't. We know you
experience.
wouldn't.
There's no
But-
I
point in
know,
me
but
to
But if you wanted to
disagree.
butt in, like, oh, I agree with that.
Yeah, we're not like speaking politics or anything.
Okay.
I know, but it's like
Yet.
So I guess Ian.
But totally,
Or-
yeah. It's tough being me, I guess. I mean, it's hard kind of showing my true colors because it's just how society is. I think
Is that on
nowadays is that
certain
people are
people?
too fast to judge, and it's like you don't get to know the character or the person and who they are. You just immediately slap a label on them.
So are you talking more towards like new people you meet or?
I mean, countless people that I've known gone by that are like, oh, like so many parties I've been at, they'll be like, "Oh, I thought you were gay." In a sense, I'm like, "No, it's just like who I am as a person. Like, I'm sorry that I'm more open than all the dudes that you meet out there."
Bradley, want to know something right away? I think I can picture a fucking problem. I'm not gonna lie. It's literally just your voice. Swear to God. So if someone said that, no, there's just my voice.
Okay.
And then boom, you're good.
Sorry, I do have something to say. This is so weird, and I want to help understand this perspective from your guys' side. Why is it such a bad thing when somebody thinks you're gay? People always think I'm straight, and I never take offense to it. Like,
Are you
never.
saying as a straight guy? If you get
Like,
called
as a
gay?
straight guy, why is it so hard to be called gay? Yes, there's a negative stereotype around being gay,
Not
but like,
even that. Just like if
It's just
Bradley's
annoying,
not
it's like-
gay and he wants to talk to girls, like people think he's gay.
how do you think I? But like, it doesn't really like. At least on my end, when people think I'm straight and boys don't approach me because like, oh, we thought you were straight. It doesn't irritate me. It doesn't piss me off. I'm not like, oh my god, like.
Well, yeah, but there's no stigma to being straight. There's a stigma to being gay.
But like,
so you don't want a stigma that
you guys just
don't
keep
own.
that stigma alive though. Like that's my thing. Is
but
like,
it's the thing that if society just continues to carry
Exactly.
So, okay, so what do you want? What would you do if you're called gay if you're straight? What do you do?
just tell people you're not gay.
And what did Bradley do?
Okay. That sounds insensitive. I just think I have a little bit thicker skin when it comes to that stuff, so I wouldn't care as much. There are people who don't have that, and it can affect them.
What
Well,
are you,
I just
well,
think
what
it's
are you gonna
because-
do? Like, you're just like, yeah,
It's just
okay.
irritating
No,
that
guys,
it's just repetitive.
There's
You never
there's
escape
only
it.
so much you can do, in my opinion, and I think at that point you just tell people, and if they don't believe you,
Exactly.
It's not their
It'll get
life,
annoying,
it's
and then you
yours.
just start thinking like,
At the
okay,
end of
why
the
does everyone
day,
keep thinking I'm gay? Why is this? Blah blah.
I guess,
And like,
yeah.
oh, you're not being seen as who you really are. Like that would be very
Like,
annoying.
it sucks that like, during times I, like, hate being the person I am. In a
'Cause,
sense,
like,
it's like I
why is
can't
my
be
internal?
myself.
Yeah, why is my internal not being shown in the exterior?
Yeah, I guess.
It's like,
It
why?
just
And
it sucks as a gay person to, and that's why I told you about those gay jokes where it's like, oh dude, that's gay. Like it's really not that serious, yeah. But it's like, holy crap, there's such a bad rep for being gay. Like
Oh, Ian's gay.
it's
By the way.
so gross, it's so disgusting. Like people are ashamed to even be called it. It's like we're gonna keep the stigma alive, and gay people are going to continue to be hated on. That's why I get rubbed the wrong way. And yes, I know it messes with your guys' self-expression, but it's like think about how like I don't know, gay people feel like constantly
Why
it's
the
used in
fuck
such
would we
a
think about that when we're the ones
I
in the
know, but it's just
situation?
like it's used in such a negative way. It's like just help I don't know. There's just so much I have on that opinion, but
no, I wholeheartedly agree. Like, I mean, I accept people for who
What do
they
you-
are as a whole. Like, I do.
Bradley's not homophobic by the way.
I'm
Neither
not-
is Ethan.
No. I accept people for who they are. It's just I hate people that are so easily to judge, and that's the first thing that people judge is always somebody's sexuality. It's never their character or who they are. It's really, I think that's majority of the most of the people I met. They just like straight to judge who they are based on what they think is their
Yeah, there's
sexuality,
a lot of people like
and
that.
that's why
But that can get
there's so
deep
much
into-
stigma based around people's sexuality, and it's irritating that it's like why. And I agree with you. It's like why does sexuality have to play in a role based on character? It's like that's the whole like.
I
thing.
guess it's just because people just think it's wrong. That's the only reason.
But here's where I believe there's change. Because in college, ever since I've been here, I have met kids from different countries where being gay is still a crime, like my friend from Ethiopia. And it still sticks to me this day, like him telling my friend Riley, like, holy crap, like I didn't think gay people were so cool, like I didn't know they were like this. It's just showing like, hey, we're just normal people. We just happen to have these feelings for other
And I
people.
told you about this already. Same thing with black people. Like a lot of people, where were we? Where were we? The middle of fucking buttfuck Florida. Only white people. They don't see black people ever.
Yeah.
No, like the only thing they see is social media, so they're gonna be like, oh, black people. Like they've never seen a fucking black person.
Yeah, I
not
guess
once in their
it's
life.
just the stigmas,
It's the same thing.
stereotypes, like
You need exposure. Like you need to see to believe type thing.
yeah.
Because think about only thinking of gay people from online. Think about how annoying that is. Think about it.
That's the thing.
That
too.
is true.
That is totally true.
If you
because
only
it's
know
just,
gay people
well, we
because
can give it in a minute.
online, the LGBT community,
because-
you must be like, holy fuck, they're fucking annoying.
Which, might I add, I promise there's some of you online that are very cool, that are very expressive,
Yeah, of
but
course,
a
of
lot
course.
of you are definitely out of line
Fucking annoying.
as a gay man himself.
It's. I mean, I can't say anything on it
'Cause
because
there's
I
always-
can't really
there's always
speak
such
from
a
personal
war
experience.
about
I
that.
think straight people can speak on certain aspects of it, so don't feel like you have to be quiet.
No, Bradley, it's more of like
It's
when
not
you go
like-
on Twitter, there's always a war about gay people like trying to
Well,
do stuff.
all the time I
Oh,
see.
Overwatch, Pride. Why is
It's
there
not
nothing
just
to
that.
Overwatch?
I mean, it's not
Skins,
just
skins.
based on games. It's always. I mean, X or Twitter or whatever the fuck you want to call it is just cesspool of arguments
Exactly.
and just
Now, that's
controversial
the
shit.
Only way you know about gay people.
It's
You're
it's
gonna
the it's the
fucking
worst
hate 'em.
thing too. It's like damn, like there's just always gonna be hate in the world, and that pisses me off. It's just
There's the black dude that goes to the KKK people and then he like joins them, and that's how he makes them unracist because that's the first black person they ever met, and they're like, wait a minute, you could be cool, and
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's the same thing.
It's just like we need to break down the stigma of everything and just kind of. I mean, society as a whole needs to stop judging people based on who they meet, like first impressions.
I don't think Twitter's the one.
No, it's
social
not
media's
just Twitter.
helping.
It's social media in
is
general. Like
It's not
social
helping.
media is kind of like the. I mean, this could be totally wrong, but I think social media is like the destruction of everything in a sense.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
it's
so
just
little
like-
good that comes from it. Like such barely.
I mean,
good.
there's like
The only
funny
good
shit
thing
that comes
happens
from
to
it.
rich people in there.
It's like
The only
funny.
time you see the good stories.
Like funny shit is like the best thing on
Oh, and funny shit. of
there,
course.
but it's just like when you get too like involved with like life in a sense, like it gets like about people and who they are as a character, it just ruins it, and then it just makes people take sides.
You gotta look at it.
it just makes sense where like that's when people start taking sides, and honestly, just fucking like it's terrible.
Well, pause on this though. We're veering off. We throw it back to Ian on the high school mentality, and then we
Oh,
can cut.
shit.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was
We
the
just
question.
went way too deep.
Okay,
No,
guys,
that's good,
guys,
that's good.
we definitely need to speak into the mic because if you look at the
No,
screen,
and remember, what I can do, I'm upping audio, so it's going to be
Okay.
double. You don't really want it to be that big. You just want a nice where I'm
oh
at
shit!
right now.
So people are probably like, "Holy fuck, my ears!" Okay, so with high school, I actually just went out with my high school friend the other week, Laura. Shout out Laura Nealon. But we were just talking about how we handled certain situations our senior year.
While you're on that, if you have shout outs, shout outs. We've been doing shout outs since episode 1, so just shout out whoever the fuck you want.
Okay.
But keep up.
Yeah, so shout out Laura Nealon. But like we were hanging out in the car and we were just talking about everything that unfolded senior year, like drama and friendships and how over dramatic we were. One thing I've learned since being out of high school, things do not matter. Like I don't know if that's a bad mindset to have or a good one, but walk around with that DGAF mentality. Like still give a crap about certain things in your life,
Bradley's going to
but
pee.
Bradley's going pee, guys. If you want to listen, I'll put the mic up, but
Wait,
But definitely walk around with that, like, don't give a crap mentality. Like, you're here, you live, people say what they want, people do what they want. Situations are not that serious at the end of the day. Like there's a lyric. Okay, I like Taylor Swift, and I don't want to, like, get hate for this, but she's really good. But there's a lyric in her song where she's like, give it 10 months and you'll be past it. Like, situations in the moment feel like the end of my life. And then literally 2 weeks after, I'm just like, it was never that serious. And I think since being out of high school, I've realized certain things just aren't worth my time and that serious. You know? Like I've grown and I've matured a lot and I feel like I've become less dramatic and less like
That's so weird to hear, because like I'm such a drama-free person. I've never really had that much drama. So, what like?
oh
I
my
know drama people like you. You like to stir them.
Okay.
You love drama.
This is so
Really
bad.
good
It's gonna
point.
look bad on me. There's not drama I like to stir, but I do have a hard time, and this has like happened in my relationships with boys. I have a hard time telling people how it is. Like if I really feel a certain way deep down, like I'll have like a kind of not a hate, but like a dislike towards someone because of something they do or say. But I kind of just don't have the heart to tell them like, hey, like I don't really fuck with you for this, which is horrible.
So you lead people on.
Yes, essentially, I am bad that way. I'm working on it though. I actually have been not dumped, but had two boys in the past like I don't know 8 months, literally rip me to shreds and tell me like, "Hey, dude, you suck at communicating and you're a horrible person. You need to work on yourself."
Oh, nice. That's good.
And so yes, I mean as harsh as it sounds, like sometimes you need to get clocked. Like I'll say it. He gagged me, like if you will.
While we're right there, do you think society is very sensitive right now?
Okay, so I think society has been and will always be sensitive from now on, but I will say there's a very big change. And from TikToks I've seen with likes and comments where people like state certain things that they wouldn't state in 2020, and I'm like, we're reverting.
That's fact. That's fact.
Millions of likes, I mean, and like people in the comments are like, yes, finally, people are like reverting.
That's true.
I think there's a very fine line between being super woke and just enough to like battle injustices.
I don't like the
Society
thing
needs
of
to
like
understand
super
it.
woke.
No, oh yeah, of course.
I just hate the terminology.
Shout out to my they thems.
Well, they need to understand like
Not really.
intentions. Like I can say, oh, I fucking hate gay people right now, but it's like, was my intention behind that like, oh, I really hate gay people? No.
Okay, sorry to keep talking, and Bradley, I'm sorry to cut you off. I know you were
No,
listening.
no.
But
I just wanted
I
to say
have
that.
a perfect thing about this. And this, unfortunately, Bradley, kind of goes with your judging somebody thing. But you can tell when somebody is actually speaking with hate. And that's why when certain people make jokes, like if it's like a homophobic joke, I'm okay with it. Because I know they don't mean it. Like I can tell and I can feel it in the way they say the words. I'm like, okay, this is a meaningless joke. Like these people aren't actually homophobic. Say what you need. But then there's the people like, yeah, maybe I haven't met them, but you can sense the energy they're giving, and they're giving like, holy crap, like these people don't like gay people. Like, why are you making this joke? It's weird. That's my take. So I'm like, yes, I'm judging them, but I can feel it. And most of the time, I'm right. Oh, is that Kung Fu Panda 4?
So yeah, ad just played.
Kung Fu Panda 4 is on, guys. Might I add, I watched it on my Southwest flight. It was a fire movie, so I recommend go watching.
Oh damn.
Okay, brother. Any thoughts on that before?
On what?
What the fuck? Sorry, Kung Fu Panda threw me off.
I was just saying how like.
Oh, intentions. Oh, yeah. Oh, a great thing for you, Bradley. All right, so
What?
me and Ian have talked about this before in the past. Back to social media, I guess. But like on social media, you can't tell people's tones. You can't know their age. Like, so when you're reading all that shit, you don't know if this person is joking. You don't know if this person is serious. You don't know anything. And like, do you think we need more measures to counteract that stuff, or do you think it should be the Wild West?
Wait, like, okay.
Like online, dude, you don't know if you're talking to a kid on Twitter. You don't know if he's fucking.
And
scrolling
well,
and being
honestly, the first part where you're saying if they're a kid or not, that's their fault. I can't
No,
say
but
anything for
a
them.
lot of it. Think about how much like, what if a little kid is running a big account and he just is spreading like homophobic shit? That kid is like 9, like, and we don't even know.
Little kids should not be on social media for that reason.
That's the thing. Like, yeah, they shouldn't be on social media at all. But it's like, that's like hard to say though, because it's like
All I'm saying
social
is like
media in general is just like
of it.
toxicity and it's just filled with hate.
But
I mean, there's like some people out there that are just like spreading good and all that. Good for them. I can't shout anybody out there, but it's the thing. Like kids just.
I get the main
It's-
question is anonymity bad on social media? Should it on your profile, if someone clicks on your profile, should it say your age and like your beliefs?
Well, that's the
so
only
they know
thing.
you're
Well,
not fucking
I have to pause there because no matter fucking what, people are gonna lie about their age. I can't tell you how many countless times I've lied about my age on certain accounts
but
because I wanted to have
we thought
fun.
about entering measures like,
Well-
you need your ID or social
Guns.
security.
But that's
card.
good. Yeah. Like an ID was a really good idea because guns.
No, like if they lie, kill them.
Threaten the little kids. Say if they're lying, they're gonna get shot up. Like, that's okay. I was joking, by the way.
No kids were harmed in the making of this podcast.
Dude, only like probably 2 people are gonna listen to this.
But-
what if this audio gets leaked one day?
This audio gets leaked.
But
Well, it's
totally.
getting posted, so
Wholeheartedly, like if we're thinking about it, yes, your ID, your like posting an ID thing will be totally perfectly fine because I had to do that. This is gonna sound weird, but with a Spotify account, you had to like for like Spotify student and all that, you had to like post
yeah,
your
see?
school ID in order to like get it.
see, look at the security behind getting a discount, but then they can't put a security on getting a Twitter account.
It's because
It's ridiculous.
developers are lazy in a sense, and they just want more members.
And
So
they
they
want
don't
more money,
care
yeah.
what your age is. They just set
Exactly.
allows the like age restriction, and then people are just gonna bypass it anyway. It
Dude,
still gets them
good-
more
good
followers
job.
or more
I was
following.
actually wondering what the reason was. Yeah, it's money. Duh.
Yeah, done.
Of course it's money. Everything's
And
fucking
that's
money.
that's the issue with today is that there's so many. Well, not so many, but there's just a lot of
Isn't that
billionaires
crazy,
and
though?
millionaires.
They're willing to risk our whole entire country just for some money. That's so
Well,
crazy.
yeah, in a sense, but like not to get political and all.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's just the ever rising.
All right, whatever. That was just question number 4. All right, good.
That was just that went all over the place. But I like that. Like that was cool.
That's fine. How are you feeling? Feeling good?
The beatbox is kicking in.
Oh yeah, we had they had some beatbox and
Oh!
we took pineapple.
We're 21, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, really serious question. So you said we're posting this. Can we put this on Spotify?
Is there like
You
a
know,
way to, like,
I've
share
always
your own
I've always
Spotify?
wanted people to like be able to hear my inner thoughts, and I feel like this is a very good way.
Yeah, I would totally
I
like
think
post this.
I
and
would
show
want my friends to hear this just so they can hear my
I would love to
perspective.
start a Spotify account. Yeah,
Yeah, you can totally do it. I think you can post
on
stuff.
YouTube, but if you want to put
No.
Spotify.
Like I want to show this to my friends and all that.
That would be cool. You know, they never get to hear this stuff really.
Okay, so we can add that.
Shout out to Mimi,
We'll make
CC,
a Spotify
Kiki.
account for the podcast.
But
Or maybe I could just start doing it only on Spotify instead of YouTube.
Spotify's good.
I just like
this is the breakthrough.
YouTube's
us
cool 'cause
who
you can put an
started it.
image. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I feel like more people are more inclined to use Spotify.
That's Backshore Podcast. That's true.
Like long road trip, where it's like I want to hear Bradley, Ian, and Ethan.
Oh, God.
Yeah, wholeheartedly. But like,
in the future, we should listen to this podcast over.
Oh God. Okay.
All right,
What's your next
anyway,
question?
Before we go, we need let's say we're probably about what's the runtime, Bradley? Can you read? What's the runtime? Body.
34 minutes.
We're 34 minutes
Ooh.
I
in.
want to do this for 2 hours total.
We
I'm
might-
totally done with this.
Time flies, so we
Honestly, we could do
probably
3
might do
hours.
2.
Would
This
you
might
want
be
to
a
do
longer
3 hour
podcast.
podcast?
Last
Honestly?
one was our first episode was 30 minutes, or no, 40 something minutes. Second was an hour and a half. This might be 2.
Yeah, we can totally make this too. If we just start yapping our asses off.
If I don't shut up.
So shot, 30-minute shot.
No.
I'm not doing a
My stomach hurts so bad.
But I'll do
Shout
a
out
beatbox.
Beatbox Blue Raspberry, by the way. Blue Raspberry is the best flavor for anything. You can literally, like, sponsored by Beatbox, by the way, and by these little red Solo cups.
And Crown Apple. They don't like Crown Apple. But I like
Crown
Crown
Apple's
Apple.
not
Anyways.
that good. Anyways, before people think we drink a lot of alcohol, which we don't.
We don't. This is. Why did we just thought it was fun. I don't know.
So I do have a question.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to like get personal and all that, or is that
Yes,
like,
bro.
Whoa, hold on.
No.
Can we get one more question before we get really personal?
Well, I would totally be down for that.
Well, it depends on what it is.
Because I just started segueing off, but I know I'm gonna get personal anyway.
Some of the questions get deeper, so
Let's
Yeah,
start with the deep
I
ones.
just really want my beatbox to
how it
kick in.
happened last time, it started off calm like this, then you hit a deep question, and then maybe you'll hit a
Let's just
soft
do a
one.
deep question.
Just kinda-
No.
Are you ready?
One more normal, and then we can do it.
No,
Okay.
keep hitting randoms.
Well, no matter
Keep
what, we're
hitting
gonna
randoms.
segue into a deep one.
Okay. Actually,
anyways.
just hit us.
Yeah, just hit us hard.
I'm hitting a shot. All right.
Good luck. Yeah.
All right.
Well, we can split this. If we're this close, it should be good.
Are you guys sipping?
We already
What?
did. I did
Okay.
beatbox.
All right. So I guess 1 through 9 again, but no number 4.
Do a deep one.
Number.
Pig.
Oh, number 12. Cuck.
Okay,
Just
but-
kidding. Number 8. Number 8. We choose number 8
Number
for
8?
500 points.
That's what I was thinking too.
Okay. Sort of deep, I guess.
Sorta.
Topic goes discipline. This can get a little more serious. I guess not deep. More like.
Wait,
do
like
you have
discipline
any-
your children?
Do you have any discipline, like, at all? Bradley, do you something? If someone asks you, like, hey, do you do anything that shows discipline?
Like discipline when it comes to like.
do you know you need to do things, but you put them off the side?
Like
a lot?
procrastinate?
I guess yeah,
But that's not
with serious
discipline,
life
but,
things,
like,
obviously, like, are you like, oh fuck, I always wanted to do this, but like I don't fucking do it, or
Well, I kind of had an experience with that. I mean, it involves drugs, so trigger warning drugs, whatever the fuck that is. I don't know.
sure they're legal.
Legal? Yes, they're legal.
but who's gonna hunt down Bradley?
I have ops.
Okay.
If anything, this is-
Marijuana
we
is
allegedly
legal
did
in the
this.
state of Michigan,
This is-
so.
But
This is all alleged, by the way.
Allegedly did this.
In case there's any ops.
No.
Allegedly.
Okay, and
We
shout
don't have
out
lawyers listening.
Shout out to my roommates shout out to my roommates Ray, Neil, Hannah Plukas,
Yes,
and
shout out
Gracie
Ray,
Willett.
Neil.
you, Radiant.
I love you, Daniel.
So-
There, you can use that in your song.
I love you,
You know Miles,
Alright, continue.
Martin Luther. Anyways,
Don't make
so
me-
discipline started. Oh, shit. So discipline kind of comes where I had a really bad trip with weed, not any other drug. I haven't really told you, and I haven't told you both of this. I was gonna tell you guys at the restaurant.
I was worried about when I first introduced you to it. I was like, I hope Billy doesn't take this in a wrong way and overuse it. And
Oh.
I told you that's why I gave you the talk the first time we did it. I was like, bro,
I
this is
I
good
haven't
if you
really
use in
overused
a
it at
good
all.
way.
Okay.
You can't overdo
Because
it.
at college, you just do it for fun, and we only
I
did it on the
understand that.
weekends. We haven't done it during the week. I think maybe once we did it during the week, but it was
But
totally
even then,
fine.
you should call, not even every week, but continue.
Anyways, so I don't remember it fully, but this taught me discipline in a sense. So after we took an edible, the effects started kicking in. Everything was totally fine. But we just were entirely quiet. We were watching a movie, and then when they went off to bed, I started feeling like these weird effects. Like I could feel every body part like function in a sense, but I started hearing shit in a way, and like what?
You sure this was
Yeah, were
weed?
you-
It was weed. It
You
was.
definitely had that.
No. I've had some bad trips too. Actually.
There were.
I was
There
in
was.
the shower. I thought there was a demon behind me and shit. I was like, oh.
Oh god. Yeah.
Continue.
So like, oh god. It was really hard. It's really hard to recall it. Not like in a sense like it's really hard to talk about because it makes me paranoid to this day.
Yeah.
So like as I was like feeling these effects, I was like hearing shit saying like I was dying in a sense, like I need to wake up. So then I heard like I don't know what was hearing like, but I was hearing shit in a way like I was hearing like, oh, one of my roommate like friends / roommates, like I'm an honorary roommate, and they're saying like they killed themselves in a way like they hung their body.
Wait, you heard him?
What?
You heard him saying that?
No.
You
No.
heard the voices?
No, like I was like Like I was like I remember like vividly like I was picking up my phone. I didn't call anyone. I had my phone turned off and I was here like I was telling someone. I don't know who I was telling. I was telling them like my roommate killed them. Not my roommate, but friend killed himself, and they were being wheeled away in a body bag. And then I like hung up randomly. Like I didn't call anyone in a sense. So then I was like,
I'm
wait,
getting
what
chills.
the fuck? This is not happening. So I woke up, like I was still awake while all of this was happening. Like my eyes were fully open, and I sprint into one of my friend's room, and they were on the phone, and I was hearing like, oh, who's there? Like for a second, I thought like, wait, am I really here? Like, am I alive? Like in a sense. So I was like tripping the fuck out, and I like grab onto my friend's hand, and I'm like, am I real? Like, do I exist right now? Like I'm full, like cold, pale. Like there's pictures on my phone of me taking pictures of myself because I didn't know if I existed or not. I know this sounds like when I look back at it now, it's funny.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
funny now, but like
But in the
looking
moment,
back on
you're
it, I
fucking
was
shitting
fucking
yourself.
like my heart was palpitating.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was dying in a sense. Like I was about to have a heart attack. So I was like, am I real? Am I like alive? They reassured me. Like I didn't know. Like whenever like I've never had this bad of a trip before. Like I was hearing shit. It was like, whoa, what the fuck is happening?
If you have schizophrenia that runs in your family, you should check that out.
I don't think we have schizophrenia.
Okay, good.
We
I
do
mean, maybe
not
it was
have
probably a
schizophrenia.
We do not have
It was probably
schizophrenia.
Although
a bad trip.
I did learn
But
if
just-
you grow up with a cat, you will have a higher chance of becoming
serious?
schizophrenic. Yep.
How'd you lose?
Psychology. It was
Oh,
like the one thing I took away from that class.
Really?
Wait, I wonder what the
Not,
but I
not
grew up
my,
with a cat.
Not my college. Yeah, there's
What's
a
the
there's a.
correlation?
I forget. I think there's a pheromone in their piss
Yeah.
or
What?
something that if babies grow up around it, they have a way higher chance of becoming schizophrenic. And I'm not gonna say his name
That's
or their name,
crazy.
but we did have somebody that was close to us that grew up with a cat when they were younger
That's actually
and
crazy as fuck.
might be schizophrenic. So
Well,
I grew up with
we
two
can
cats,
Bring
what
it
the
out of you
fuck?
prematurely if you are.
But anyways,
Okay,
after
that's-
I
that
had
probably was a
that,
bad trip. Yeah.
anyways, after I had that, I like stopped. I stopped wholeheartedly. I just ended it all
Okay.
because I'm like I'm not about to go down that path. I didn't
Good.
want to go get hooked on addiction.
Yeah.
I didn't want to like feel like I like this like the sense. The feel is always the best.
It's good when you wait a very long time.
Yes.
As a reward. It's a reward for doing
Yeah.
good in life. It's not a thing you want to abuse.
Yeah, and I didn't. I'm like I need to stop here. It's too much on my body. I feel like I didn't feel great in a sense, and like that's my first time. Like I need to like I should have stopped even doing it in the first place and saying no.
Yeah.
And that's an issue with me. And then this taught me to learn discipline too.
Yeah.
Like I need to learn to say no to things and not always be saying yes. And this also ties into like when I went to the party at Elijah's.
Yeah.
When I was with you guys, all I would do was say yes because I wanted to feel like a part of it in a sense and not say no.
Yeah.
So of course, that
I'll
always
give
leads
you
me down
pass
the
though,
wrong
'cause
path.
that's a once in a lifetime thing. I mean, how often are you gonna be?
Yeah, but it teaches me discipline in a sense.
Yeah, I
It's
know
like
what
I
you're
need to
saying.
learn how to say
know
no
what
to
you're saying.
things, and I need to know like even though if I say no, it's you can still have fun without stuff.
Okay.
So-
Well, what about? Well, that's actually good then. So you can discipline yourself in that way of being like, but
I
don't
know
if
I
it
know
comes
you wanted
because-
the sense about like school and all that, but
no,
like
no, no,
that's
not even school. I'm saying more personal. Like, I guess. Do you have goals?
I mean, I wanted to be a successful therapist to get a PhD and do research.
And you do your homework, you study.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So
I
that's
show up
what-
to the majority of my lectures.
That already shows discipline. Like, I guess that's good. So you have good discipline, but
Yeah, I mean, I
Social
don't want
media,
it to
I
let
guess.
it like dip and fall after like throughout the years. Like, that's pretty much what's going on.
okay. Where are you with weed right now? And then we can go to Ian.
What?
Where are you with weed right now? Like,
Oh, I haven't taken it in over. I mean, I didn't. Last one I took was in June, but I only took one, so it was like a 5 milligram.
okay.
So I felt very calm, very soothed in a sense, because I think it was where I was mentally at. Like I was very kind of happy.
Mm.
I was not like feeling any anger or distress. I think that's also what affects with drugs too. Is like if you're not feeling like on a like happy in a sense. Like it won't affect you in a way. Do you get what I
Okay.
mean?
Exactly. We'll cut the Ian. We'll cut the
Yeah, I know.
But I understood. All right. The main topic was discipline, Ian. How do you think?
Okay.
Well, I'll preface.
I'm gonna
starting
be
off with
off
Ian.
preface, guys. The
Preface.
beatbox has definitely kicked. So
Are you actually feeling it a little bit?
yes, guys, I have not drank alcohol since May. Okay,
Anyways,
let's get
all
on.
right. So
So
to preface
discipline.
Ian, I think Ian does have discipline already, just based off of working out alone. It's a physical thing you can see. Jaden's taught me this. Like you can physically see Ian has discipline with himself.
So
And
yeah, let me.
That was the wrong.
oh,
What
wait,
was
clap.
that?
Did you do the clap?
What was that?
I
Was
don't
that the
know.
gun with the cup? Are you trying to shoot me? Okay, so with discipline, I will say Ethan already started off. Ever since I started college, I have been going to the gym, and it's not like, oh, he goes 2 times. Like, no, I was going 4 to
Right,
5
his
days a
body
week.
changed. Like, bro.
And because I was always insecure about like being skinny fat, which is a thing.
Yeah, that motherfucker used to be fat.
You're skinny, but you look fat. So it's like weird. It's like you're in the middle ground. So I really started going to the gym, and I was like, okay, this is good. And let me tell you, my discipline kicked in so good because I was eating like chicken, rice, broccoli. Too good, might I add. The first few weeks of college, I did not eat carbs. Me and my friend Riley would go to, shout out Riley McAllister, by the way. We would go to the gym and we would feel so tired, and we both were like, why are we tired? Coming to realize you have to eat carbs, guys. Like, you have to. Like, it's a known thing. Like, you have to eat carbs. We did not eat carbs at all.
Stop listening for 5 seconds. Talk about
Like,
carbs.
yeah, sorry, I'm like totally going off track right now. But yeah, my discipline really definitely showed in the gym and my diet. Clearly, this summer it hasn't. I've been eating out so much, but I'm just enjoying myself. I've realized because I have
Can you
had
reel yourself back in? Do you have that much discipline?
what?
Like,
Oh, 100%. Once I get back to college, back to the chicken and rice. I just like I wholeheartedly believe like I would very much rather eat bad and have no six pack than have a six pack and not be happy.
what?
So wait.
You go.
I have a question about this for bodybuilders out there. So like, why is chicken and rice like the number one thing you guys have? Why do you guys never experience with any other meals?
No.
Chicken is very high protein, low fat, and rice is good for carbs
But
and
you
it's
like don't
filling.
want to try any other like
No.
meals?
That's just the easy.
No, it's the cheapest.
It's
That's
cheapest,
why.
easiest,
It's typically
like-
cheapest, and like not a lot of people have access to a bunch of cooking or can cook. So,
But me, Bradley, I eat steak, shrimp, all that shit.
but
It's
yeah.
just super cheap, super easy.
So my thing with wait, where were we at? Like
discipline. So more, yes, physical, but what is the mental? Like Ian.
So
what is
mental.
Ian's goals? How does he
Let's
achieve
talk
them?
about mental because I struggle with mental discipline. So with homework and school, I always have been good. Like I've never failed a class. Knock on wood because I did fail my calculus class. So let's hope I don't fail it again. But I've always been disciplined with school because I always am afraid to fail, regardless of my grades C, B, or A. I've always been good with that discipline. But where I lack discipline is kind of with goals. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I definitely do stuff, but I never have a goal because I just don't know what I want in life yet, which isn't bad. I'm still young.
But have you sat and ever thought about it?
Oh, I sit and think about my goals all the time because I don't know where I'm going in college. You know, I'm a marketing major, and it's not really something I'm like crazy passionate about. Marketing is fun. I like the aspects of it. I'm at an internship for it, but it's not something I really want to do for the rest of my life. You know, this is really cringe, guys, but
No.
No, it's
I do write poetry. I do like my poems. In fact, on my ACTs, I scored the highest on writing and reading,
This is perfect.
like
No.
very high. Like that max score was 36. I scored a 31.
Ian, okay, I've read all these books. Not to, I know you don't like this like dump of what's it called, unsolicited advice.
Yes.
But literally, this dude that I watch on YouTube, he has a friend. All he did was write his what are they called
Biography?
blogs. He writes blogs, right? He just wrote his blog and then he also did it on Twitter. Literally, just do your poems publicly on Twitter or a website or both, and on Instagram. Boom.
But that's what I'm scared of. I'm so scared
Do
of.
it anonymously. Don't put it under your face. Start a new account. No one knows it's you.
That is true, but like I don't know, like they are very personal things, like regarding like mom and like boys and stuff. and I don't know if I'm ready for people to see or read.
Yeah.
But I do
think
find
about
a passion
when
in
you
writing.
read
Hey,
someone
that's
else's
good.
shit. When you read someone else's shit like that, though, aren't you like, wow, like he shared that? Oh my god,
Yeah,
thank you.
I am.
So
But
when you
that's
have
good.
you have a great story, everyone will cling to it.
Just leave it in the middle.
Do you think?
Well,
Oh,
no,
this is
'cause I
this is.
speak quiet.
I'm at the same page you are. You know, kind of okay, what you can do, but is that fear and the jump that you have to do to actually go forward with it?
Yes. So with poetry, I would love either to make a poetry book. I don't know. I don't really want to become an author, but I love writing. Like it's so easy to me.
Just don't put the label.
But yeah, no label. You're right. But I also would like not mind either being a ghostwriter for artists or becoming not an artist because I think it's so oversaturated and that's a completely different thing to rant about.
Uh-huh.
But I would love to make music. Like I went to the Taylor Swift concert and she was like doing her acoustic set, and like I just looked at her and like I was just like, how happy could this woman be? Like she's living out her dream.
I have a question for you. This is for you, actually. So, like, are you happy with your major choice, or do you like regret kind of going down the path?
You know what? If I chose a different part of business, I think I'd regret it. But marketing is actually an interesting topic, and I do enjoy the idea of being creative. I'm a very creative person, and I enjoy not. How do I explain this? Like, I mean, marketing. Yeah, I enjoy trying to figure out ways to make people purchase things. Though I'm not the biggest supporter of capitalism, which is ironic because I'm doing a very capitalistic job of marketing. But yeah, I'm happy with the one I chose. At least it's not like financing or economics, which I think economics is stupid and men created it because they wanted to mansplain. That's my take on economics.
All right. Is that it?
Wait,
You were
yeah,
taught
is that
discipline by that?
yeah? Wait, is that it?
Well, discipline. So you said you don't have goals, but we dug deeper. It seems like you know what you want.
I know what I want,
So why don't you leave?
but I don't have enough discipline to get it into
Is
fruition.
it discipline or the fear?
It's fear, and it's like I tell myself, all right, we're gonna like. I guess it's hard with poems because it has to come naturally. You can't sit down and force yourself to write what you feel.
Yeah.
Like
No, but you can and then post it later.
you can, but it's never true.
No,
My belief
I mean,
is
as in your old poems. You can make a poem when you feel like it and then post it later.
yeah. I just mean like for me writing wise, like I should be disciplined to sit down and write more.
Yeah.
But instead I play Xbox. But I just think like you know what? I'm much happier when I just do what I want to do. And I think happiness to me is more important than anything else.
That's totally fine.
Because my mind is clear, I feel good, I talk a lot, I'm happy. Happiness to me is so much more important than anything else in my life because I've been in places where I'm not happy and I'm like now that I'm happy, I'm like life feels good.
I agree, but wouldn't you also have more happiness if you make time for other things that you love?
I could and I will and I have done it, but where I'm at in life, it's just like I have a very just I don't know, I'm very happy and I'm very content, which isn't good. You should
Yeah,
never
who's
be
gonna
content in
hold,
life.
No, but who's gonna hold you? You're happy, you're living life. I mean, when it comes, you'll know.
Yeah, like I'm sure once I not reach a low, but once I start going down, I'm gonna want to start picking it back up, and that's when I typically get most motivated is when I feel low.
Well, that's most artists. Artists have the greatest stuff when they're at their lowest.
Yeah, which sucks because then they produce the
And-
saddest music.
But that's artists in general. Like artists, they take long times making the albums, not because they're in the studio for fucking 10 years. It's because they're out experiencing
Yeah,
life.
and might I add, respect these artists. If they don't release an album for 5 years, they have not had the creativity. Like
Yeah, it's just
you
'cause
don't
they're
want them to
living
push
their
out
life.
some
Who are
mediocre.
you calling out?
I'm calling out. Okay, I don't know about Rihanna. Like she has not dropped an album since
Yeah,
2016.
no. After like 10 years,
But-
bitch making that.
I'm sure she can make an album, but I'm sure her passion lies elsewhere. Like she has multiple businesses.
Yeah, fair.
She has the most probably
And
one
once
of
you're
the
that rich, like, do you really have like?
yeah, and I'm like I'm sure she's. I mean, maybe her passion isn't like pushing out that music. She's been around for so long.
Maybe she's done with it. That
She
was
wants a
such long-
family. I'm sure she's a beautiful woman with a hot husband. Like she probably wants to settle down with her beautiful baby. Like don't make this woman make an album. But I'm just talking about like at least in my experience, people like Lana Del Rey and Taylor Swift. They've been through a lot in life. They're lyricists. They're not pop beats. They're not quickly push out this song to make money. They're literally like, I'm going to write about my life. If nothing's happened, nothing's happened. You can't force that stuff out. That's my. I digress. I digress.
It's good. No, this is actually
No, that's
really
good.
I got. You both are
Ooh.
moving forward. You both are progressing. I love it. Great. Really great. All right, Riley, you're up. 1 through 9, 4 and 8 are taken.
Okay, let's do number 3.
Number 3, top albums of 2023.
Oh, hell no. Can we change the question, though? I don't need to do that.
What?
It's too damn late. Of 2023 or
I
this
can
year.
start this if you'd like.
Okay,
let
here's
you
the
start
thing,
while you
though.
go on your phone. Go on your phone.
Look
figure
at
And
it
your
out.
search it up?
Look at your
No, go on your.
Oh, my top albums of
that you listen.
2023?
Literally, just go on Spotify.
Wait,
Spotify
that I
stats.
know, though.
No, not your top. Like, what do you think are the most creative albums?
Your favorite 3.
Oh, wait, then I have my favorite 3.
Bingo.
From 2023.
No, it's not like guess the top album. No. What are your favorite
Oh,
3?
holy shit. So, well, shout out to The Weeknd. He's my number 1 and everything.
He dropped last year.
What?
He dropped an album last year.
Oh, wait, was
Oh,
Don
yeah.
FM? Wait, of 2023? I think he dropped Don FM. Or was it 2022?
Well.
What?
You might need your phone. Yeah.
Oh my.
Okay.
I think Don FM was dropped in 2023. Don't quote me. I'm not a giant EXO fan, but I gotta scroll all the way down.
Okay. Now this time.
Wait,
we'll try and cut this part out.
2023, dude. That's such a really good.
bit. Songs.
Okay,
I'll let
then
you go first. While you're
Okay, so
Not
we're gonna,
songs, albums.
albums, yes. So we're gonna start off with the strongest contender, in my opinion. Did you know there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard? Lana Del Rey. She's my number 1 artist, and I'm gonna come at this with the most unbiased.
Wouldn't be Ian without mentioning one.
I know.
Continue.
I'm gonna come at it with the most unbiased perspective, as much as ever. This, in my opinion, is what music is. Most people like beats. Most people like hype music. I love slow lyrical music. I want to know your life. I want to know your story. I want to know why you're writing the song. Why did you put this piano beat? Why did you put that sneeze in the background? Why is this like? Why did it all come together? And Ocean Boulevard is the epitome of that. It's so personal. It's so poetic. It's so raw. And that's what I think music should be sometimes. And we haven't had an album like that. I feel like a lot of people just write the lyrics to write them. It's never really personal. It's like they push the song out to make the money, which isn't bad. We need generic pop music, I feel like. Life wouldn't be life without generic pop music. But there are songs on there like Fingertips. Fucking Paris, Texas. That melody is crazy. Like, I just think
Try and
that's
keep it
crazy. You're right. Sorry. I just love that album.
He's gonna go fucking
Okay,
the whole podcast
then-
talking about this album.
Now, I'm going to
Stop
say,
him while he's
I know
doing
this isn't 2023, and maybe it is, but it's also 2024. Chapel Roan. This girl took the world by storm,
show you.
might I say, because I didn't know who she was until that Good Luck Babe song.
2023 is when she released her most popular.
Okay, so it was 2023. I was like, what is this girl's hype? Like, she was all over the internet, and I was like, listening to Good Luck Babe, I was like, she reminds me of Marina and the Diamonds, who was my first favorite artist of all time. Not anymore, but she's still a good artist. Reminding me of her, and I was like, okay, she's great. So I listened to the album. 10 years into her career, she drops the greatest album, and I'm just like, you deserve every ounce of hype you get because this is music. She adds the perfect amount of lyricism with pop beats, but it's like 80s, and her aesthetic is different. It's giving like Lady Gaga when she was in the 2010s and like the 2000s, where it's just very unique and like, who is that girl? What is she doing? Like, you make waves. And I feel like we need this in pop culture. We need this, especially nowadays when everything's the same. We need artists. So I love that album. And I'd say I was never a big SZA fan, and I never listened to Control. I didn't really like the vibe of Control, but I did listen to SOS. I understand all the hype about SZA. That was like, I love that album. I listen to it all the
It's really
time.
good, yeah.
Also, an honorable mention, y'all need to listen to Camila Cabello's new album.
Yeah, pretty
Her old music, like, I'm not familiar with it. I know it's more Latin based, and I probably should give it a listen. But her new CXOX, this rebrand was perfect. Like, it was such a good album, and I just want to give it a shout out. But yeah, SOS is probably my third album. Bradley, what do you think?
Well, the thing is, I don't really have any albums from 2023.
Really?
I mean,
How often do you find a new album?
I don't. That's the issue with me, though. Is like I don't do this thing called a music purge for me. That's what I call a music purge. Is where I remove music from where I if I don't listen to it anymore. Like okay. I get a lot of comments about that. I don't touch it. So I haven't even touched it. Like my playlist, I have a mix of everything, and that's the biggest issue with me. Is like I don't have a lot of stuff with or not a lot of stuff. I haven't changed my music in a while, so it's a lot of Blur stuff from like 2019, 2020, and all that.
Okay. So
But
if you had to just give one, Ian's grabbing it. Okay. So
okay, anyways, but I have my number one album from 2023 that I know of is Alone at Prom with 20 Tory Lanez
oh, the new
from the deluxe
wait,
edition.
that's deluxe.
Deluxe came in
Oh, yeah, I
2023.
brought this up on last
So
episode, yeah.
2023 Alone at Prom, the deluxe edition by
Yes.
Tory Lanez was
Actually,
really good.
I was talking to my friends about though. How many songs do you have off of it? How many songs? Do you have?
So I have Walona's Workshop. I have Shut Up and Love.
Only a couple though, right? Only
I only have a couple.
Well, oh, this is great, Bradley. I've never asked you. What do you count as a 10 out of 10 album?
10 out of 10 album, like perfect.
What?
Like out of
What do you-
any year?
No. Like in the sense of like, what's your what's it called?
Oh, so for
What's your
a 10 out of 10
definition? What's your
album,
definition
like in
of-
my playlist, it's my majority of how many songs I added from that playlist is what, or that album that is what I call like a 10 out of 10. So, like again, The Weeknd, I have majority of his album, but not to be like a dig writer or anything, but I like his like lyricism is perfect. And this is funny because like this entire week I've been waiting for him to drop an album. So
So
and you guys make fun of me for that. That's funny though.
how many songs on an album need to be good for you to consider it a 10 out of 10?
Like I don't care. Like it doesn't matter. I don't really focus on the album.
Really?
It's just the songs. The songs are what pull me in the most.
So if
It's
there's
just
like three
I
good
don't care
songs,
if like
there's three amazing
yeah.
songs, you'll be
I
like,
don't
oh,
make the
snap.
album a 10 out of 10 though.
No, I know. So what makes it a 10 out of 10 album? What is the fucking jurisdiction? What is the rule requirements?
Criteria.
Yeah, criteria. Perfect.
Like criteria.
What's the criteria for you to have a 10 out of 10?
Thing is like it's hard. Like the only thing is like the majority of the songs. I mean, lyricism, beats. I mainly focus on the beats, and if the opener's beat is not the best, then I don't really listen to the whole way through.
Yeah, but when you listen to a Weeknd album, why is it a 10 out of 10?
It's just like his openings are like the best. I think it's just like his lyrics hit hard. Mostly what pulls me in. I don't know why. The majority of my songs open with a saxophone.
Okay.
I don't know why, but those pull me in the best. Those pull me in the best.
Get a fucking saxophone and Bradley give you a 10 out of 10 album.
Yeah, I'll
Shut
give
the
you a
door-
10 out of 10.
shut the door
Oh,
first,
okay.
so-
Sorry, guys. Sorry. I know we're talking about Weekend. What makes it 10?
Shut the door first. Oh, you're shutting the door. Get up and okay, nice. All right. Continue.
Okay, sorry about that. What makes a 10 out of 10 album, you have to take into account everything. Album cover, aesthetic, the era,
He's not lying.
the beat, the lyrics.
He's not lying.
Why are they making the album?
Pause. You
Okay, wait,
forgot.
I'm gonna
You
cut in
forgot
here.
Vibe. I think.
Well,
it
that
needs to
falls
create a
under, I
vibe.
feel like, era. Like, what is the vibe you're giving? Like, it's not just you push the music out, you forget about it. Like, I want to be fully
What
immersed.
world are we going into right
What world? Who is writing this, and why are they writing it?
now? Okay.
So wait, I'm gonna like butt in here. You guys look way into music more than I do. I just look. I don't even care about the album cover.
Really?
I just listen to the music in a sense, and if I like it, I like it.
My pet peeve is when there's a great album and horrible album cover.
Oh.
When that happens.
Okay, well
Let's talk about it. Album cover is, in my opinion, top 3 of what makes an album. Because it's what's going to draw people in.
Fact. It's like
You-
that's your
I don't know.
If you see an ugly album cover, you're less likely to go into it.
But like, okay,
That's just
what can be an example of an ugly album cover that has
Oh.
decent music?
Oh God. Here we go.
okay. Gracie Abrams, Secret of Us.
Okay,
I
well,
love
I don't know that.
I love that girl, and I think her album's great, and I love most of the songs, but the album cover is like, okay, what are you doing?
I don't know who that is.
And I'd also like to shout out Midnights by Taylor Swift.
Bro, fucking Tory Lanez album.
I
What the fuck
think,
is that?
yeah.
It's
also,
actually good. It's
yes,
a good album.
Tory
Wait,
Lanez
Wait,
as
what is
well.
it?
Who is that?
Is
What
it his
is
new
it?
album?
Which one is
Yeah.
it? Alone at Prom
Yes.
Deluxe?
Yes.
It's
Who
just a female.
Yes.
the fuck is it?
A female
It's
Bradley?
probably his mom.
All right,
It looks
real
really
quick,
good,
can we
though.
get
I
off
like that
topic
one,
really
but
fast?
just make
Can we just change the topic? Why do you guys refer to them as females?
Oh my god.
I know men have a lot of issues with this,
Did you want us to say women?
but
Literally.
my thing is,
Thank you, brother. You're on this.
I was
Thank
always
you.
hold on, I was always like, okay, what is the big issue? Then I watch most men that refer to them as females are fucking bigoted, and I'm just
Okay,
like, it
Wanna
makes
know why?
sense.
I'm gonna
It's
be honest
because
here.
It's just another word of saying bitch. Like
No,
females be like.
I
it's just
think
saying
honestly,
bitches, but
I
not
think
rude. Bitches, but not rude. That's all.
I
it is.
think female seems more like proper in a sense than women, because women
Oh, well,
seems
we're
like
not
more
thinking the
like
same way.
in a sense. I
It's
know that
like
doesn't sound it, but I feel like women means more like derogatory in a sense.
I think it's the opposite. Especially after being around girls my entire life, men especially on podcasts, when they're in a group, they refer to women as females, and they use it in a derogatory way. Therefore, I think it's become more derogatory. And I'm just like, and especially with you, Ethan, I've noticed you call my bitch. Say their name. Like, I understand you with your friends, you want to seem cool, but like, at the end of the day, yes, they're your
My
girlfriend,
bitch.
but they're also like, I mean, I'm sure.
person.
I'm so Sophia does not care. Like, I really don't think she gives a fuck. But they're a person. Like, that's your lover. You love that person.
Yes, but to
Why?
me, my bitch sounds cool. That sounds
Okay,
cool.
my bitch is cool, but it's just like, why? Like, that's low key rude.
Do it to your.
No, like
your
I'm gonna be like,
relationship. In my
if I
relationship,
love
that's
someone,
not
I'd be
cool.
like, that's my man. Like that's my
Well,
dude.
I'll say
That's
my girl.
That's my girl.
My bitch.
Yeah, my bitch is crazy because it sounds like you're like owning her.
That's
Like,
my down bitch. That's my girl. That's my chick.
yeah, okay. If it, I think okay. I think it just
Honestly,
depends on.
like,
I
I
think
don't
it
know
depends
if
on
I
the
would say
diction.
that, though.
I think it just depends on the diction. Because if
Who
you're
goes,
saying,
"Yeah, that's
if you're
my
like,
bitch."
if you're like,
No.
that's my
No, I
bitch,
wouldn't
like
say
that's my
that.
girl, that's my bitch. I'll be like, okay.
Everyone says
But if you're
that.
like, that's my bitch, like I think it just depends on the tone of
What?
voice.
What?
Because no, okay, I'm kid you not. I have seen these straight male or men podcasts, and I'm just like, that is like these girls give you not only their love, their affection, their attention, but their like vagina or sex, and I'm just like, you're gonna be like my bitch, my object. If I was a girl, I'd be like, fuck you. There's plenty of men that would treat me better.
It's just like a.
It's weird. It's just weird. Like it's
Just say my
owner-
girl or
It's
something
just-
like
That's
that.
just like what I. At least me and my friend was like.
it's
oh,
like
yeah, she's my
ownership. It's
bitch.
like you don't own the woman.
You.
Okay.
Sexism, but like you do like that's
No,
your girl.
because that's-
I think we're going
But-
down
but if I-
further.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, but if I
we
said,
should
"Oh,
we
my
should
girl,"
definitely end this conversation because this
it's
will
getting
last
way
a long
too
time.
personal, and
I'm gonna be
we're in a
honest. This
sense
will.
of, like-
What?
I love.
No, not personal, but it's
No,
getting way
it's-
too like.
I'm not. I don't think it's
No,
heated
I
or
like
anything.
it.
I just think it's like going to be a long conversation.
No, but what about like I'm like, oh, my girl, is that possessive?
Okay,
What?
like I said earlier, I think it just depends on the diction. Because because I'm like, okay, that's my bitch. Like then it's like, okay, that's my friend. But if you're like, that's my bitch, like it's weird. Like just say that's my girl. Like
Okay,
she's
I'm
earned your
disagreeing
respect.
here.
I
Yeah,
feel
but-
like it's just a respect level.
I'm disagreeing.
But I agree
It's just
with
a cool way to say my
Ian
girl.
here, but I just think the way that he's approaching it, in a sense, it just makes it seem odd.
Yeah. Then
Just
again,
like,
I'm not a straight
I
male.
just don't think like you're
Yeah.
explaining it. In
I
that way.
don't-
I understand where you're coming
You're
from.
trying to spin it.
I don't know your guys' perspectives. I don't know your culture. I do think your guys' culture is a bit disrespectful at
Yo,
times.
you've hung out with us and you've even said that.
But I
Yeah.
would never be like, oh, that's my bitch, in a sense. Like, I would never say that.
And that's why I'm so weird on it, is because I'm from both sides. I see what the women think and I hear what they say, and then I hang out with you guys, and I'm like, I get both sides, and I'm like, okay, the girls don't really appreciate it. The men don't see the issue, so I'm like, okay, we need to find a balance.
Wait,
my-
girls don't like it?
At least with my friends, they think it's kind of disrespectful, and I'm like,
Well, then that's just them. Like with if
Yeah,
I had a
but
girl
it's-
that didn't like
it's
it,
the
I would.
thing
I would
is-
it's like
do it.
I'm
Okay,
friends
well-
with a majority of girls, and if a majority of them thinking, I'm
That's
sure
where I'm
a
gonna
lot of women
pause
think of it.
there. Is like, the way that you said that, quote me if I'm wrong, it just made it seem like you don't care about how they feel.
Wait, who?
But like the way that you said that, just
Wait, you're
like
talking about
recently.
me?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying if I was with a girl that didn't like it, I wouldn't say it. But if I'm gonna say it in the beginning because that's what's comfortable to me, that's what I say. But if Sophia had a problem with it, I'd be like, okay, I don't like my bitch no more.
Okay, understandable. Understandable.
It's just weird
But
because
it's just like, hey, it's like cool. It's like, I
yeah,
love
but
how
if
we
you
love
like,
stuff
if
like
you
girls.
yeah, that's
Not
what
really.
I also think is men just say that stuff to impress other men, and it's so weird. Like men do things to impress other men, and you guys might be blind to it, but as women and gay men, when we're on the outside, it's so evident. You guys just do things to impress other men, and it's so weird. It is
What?
so weird. Like
what? What's
you guys will talk about your gym stuff and try and one up each other. Talk about my bitch does this. Like You guys are just like, if you're not impressing anyone else but your other man that you're talking to, and I'm just like, that is so gay.
Guys
Like,
like competition. It's more about.
yes, and I think that's
I don't
normal,
agree with it.
but I think it's so gay. Like, you guys do everything in life to appease another man. Like, care about your girl before you care about your homie. Like, what?
What? What is? How is him calling a bitch?
Like,
caring
you
about the
you
girl?
just said it yourself.
I treat
It's
Sophia
cool.
like a queen. I treat
Yes,
Sophia like a
yes.
queen, and then I
You
go call
treat
my
Sophia
bitch.
like a
That's fine.
queen, but then in front of your friends, you disrespect her by
No,
calling
I
her
told
a
him what I
bitch.
say that's my down bitch. Like she does everything for me. I respect her. I love
So
her.
you're respecting her but disrespecting her at the same time.
No,
She's-
it's if you take it as disrespect.
But it's just like it's like why
Intention.
call her
Exactly.
a
Intention.
bitch?
Perfect.
But why call her a bitch? Like,
What is wrong with bitch?
she sucks you off. She gives you
Wait, what does bitch mean
love.
to you?
She gives a house. Like,
What does bitch mean to you?
I think it depends. But for friends, I feel like it's at least acceptable. Like, because it's been used that way, so it's like, that's my bitch. But like for lovers, like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like love is a completely different spectrum than friendship sometimes, and I'm just like, especially 5 years.
Understandable.
I
I
just
think
like,
you're thinking too deep. It's just my girl, but in a cooler way.
okay,
It's just
I
my
shouldn't
girl.
use you as an example because you are very respectful compared to most men. But from what I've seen online and in person, growing up in high school with a bunch of disgusting like straight men in like college, they're fucking rude and ruthless, and they refer to their
You're
girls
right.
in every way.
You're right.
And I'm just like, it's a stigma. Like I said, there's
You're
so
right.
many
It's a stigma.
stigmas.
No, you're right. You're right. It's a stigma. If you
It-
say that, you usually are.
And like I said,
for the most.
growing up
You're right,
with
you're
girls on my side, I hear how they talk about their boyfriends. They're so nice. They're like, that's my man. That's my boo. Like, I love him.
Like,
Like,
I think a lot of girls when they get in a relationship, they think, "Oh, this is gonna be my boyfriend." Like a lot of dudes just want sex. Like,
Wait,
really what it is.
honestly, this is a new perspective I'm coming from your side, because it's like I don't interpret how they say stuff like you do. Like, I never interpret what they mean, because like they do say a lot about the relationship, and I never interpret it as like in a way like you interpret it. So it's always like, oh, like I'm gaining a new perspective here about like how they are, like how females are, which is pretty understanding though.
guys, we are hour 12 in. We're gonna need to run up these questions.
females is crazy.
Okay. Anyway.
But like I said, it's a completely different perspective because I'm friends
That
with
was a
women
tangent. That was a
and
tangent.
girls, and I understand what they say and what it makes them feel.
Okay. Enough of the.
Let's do a
tangent.
deeper question.
Okay,
Deeper question.
let's move on.
No, oh, yeah, we're moving on. All right,
Deeper
anyways, so that was
question.
top album. Anyways, my top album. I know you guys don't give a fuck, but it's Young Thugs that came out earlier this year.
Okay.
We don't fuck with
I
Young
mean, that's
Thug.
true.
We fuck with NBA Youngboy because
What?
NLE Choppa
What?
because he is nice as fuck. And I don't know if it's marketing, but he's an ally and he's hot.
You have to like Young Thug to be on this podcast.
Anyways, let's do a
Maybe
deeper
Young
question.
Thug is cool. Hold on, let me not say that.
Young Thug
You
is
just
cool. He
dropped
wore
it.
the dress. You like him.
Let's do a deeper question.
He's
here.
cool.
I
Shout
want to
out-
get more personal.
Shout out Kendrick and Lil Uzi. You guys are so progressive.
Oh, dude, Kendrick ate Drake
Thug.
up.
Thug is Uzi's dad. All right. Anyways, 1, 2, or we actually.
Ethan, just choose a deeper question.
We talked about
Wait.
toxic Twitter.
Ethan,
Alright.
let's let you use it.
All right, guys.
You
yeah,
choose.
I'll bring this in.
Just choose us a deeper question.
Okay, this is
I'd
something.
rather get more personal
I've
here.
been holding this question in since the plane ride. The plane ride to Florida, I've been holding it in. Let's start with number 1. All right. When should you tell someone bad news? As in, is it morally right to tell someone earlier or later? I'll give you an example. Let's say grandma's in the hospital. You trip over her fucking cord and she dies. Should you tell? Are you gonna hide it and wait to tell them so they don't get as mad? Do you think they'll get mad if you tell them right away or later on? Well,
Okay, hold on. I hate to take this from you,
No, it's
but
fine.
so on the cruise, like with Ethan's example though, with grandma, I think that's extreme. It needs to be told right away. But I'm gonna do a less extreme
yeah, sure.
situation.
You know what I'm saying.
On the cruise, Ethan and Bradley got detained because Ethan was sneaking alcohol to Bradley, who is allegedly 19 years old, not 21. And so they were not supposed to be drinking alcohol. And I was not detained, so I went to the guardians, our grandmother and Bradley's parents, and they were like, "Oh, where's Ethan and Bradley?" And I was like, "Oh, they're in their room getting ready." Because in my head I was like, "Wait, well, I'm going to let this pan out and see how serious it is, because maybe we can just cover this up and like move on without anyone knowing." That's where I think it. Wait, what was the question? Where am I going with this? Sorry.
Is it beneficial to wait and tell people bad
Oh,
news?
okay. I think it's
guess?
just very situation dependent. Like, in my opinion, it wasn't serious to tell them right then. Like, I think it would be a funny story to tell at a wedding or a party, just like how when we got high together.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't tell them right away, even though we thought it was serious, because we were gonna get in trouble. But now we can tell it in 4 years at a wedding or something or a party. Like, we got high and you guys didn't know. Like, it's fun. Like, I think it's just situation dependent.
Perfect, and I agree. But this is where the deeper thought comes in, I guess, to where I agree with everything you're saying. But now we're talking more serious situations of, let's bring in something serious where it's more on that gray area of morality. Let's say you cheat on someone, or someone, obviously not to cheat. No, if you cheat on someone, Bradley,
This
is
is a
it better
dumb question,
if
though.
you tell them right away, or are you gonna wait? And like in 4 years, exactly like Ian said, in 4 years, and you say it, it's like, oh, haha, it was just like that. Do you think it's the same with gray scale things like that?
Okay, well, I'm gonna stop you there in a second. Cheating culture is fucking dumb. It should have never been encouraged at all. I mean, you're asking the wrong guy. I've only been with 2 girls. So I don't know how relationships work. I think I
Don't
would
hold the
never.
mic, you're gonna cause a lot of sound.
What?
Don't hold it.
Oh, I don't think I would ever cheat on a girl in a sense, or anybody for the matter.
This is hypothetical. You don't need to say face right now. This is
What?
hypothetical.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, let's say you cheat. Are you gonna tell her right away? Because think about it. If you tell her right away, she's gonna be fucking pissed. You're gonna break up. But 4 years down the line, do you think she'll forgive you? What are you thinking?
Honestly, this is my hot take. If you forgive somebody for what they did to you, in a sense, like, I would never forgive them. Like, if they told you, if they held it in for so long and then they finally built up the courage to tell you, then I would probably never forgive them. It's just
Really?
like, why are you hiding stuff from me? Like, maybe
Even
it's
if
just
those
like the
4
way I
years-
was like grown up with. It was like, if you come forward immediately, there's ways to work things out.
You think?
But if you hide stuff and then you finally bring it up, like maybe a year or a couple months later,
No, we're talking 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah. What if your partner came to you and like, oh, 4 years ago I cheated? You're married now.
Then I would.
What?
What's so funny?
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just like a disgusting person, but I really would not care.
No, that's what I'm saying.
4 years in, like, I would be like, cool. Like,
No, see, that's what
we're
I'm
happy
saying.
now. Like, does it
No,
matter?
I think that a lot of people would think like that.
Well, I would ask them the question to be like, would you? Is there still something there? In a sense, like,
yeah, what if those 4 years?
like, do you
they
still
left
feel
you
feelings? Like, if you wanted
all
to
their
cheat
heart.
on me, in a sense, but you're still with me, maybe there is something there. Then I would ask them the question: do you still have that sense of feelings for me? Would you stay with me even if you went past me? And if they said yes, then I would totally put it behind me. But if
So-
they said no, then I would be like, then why are you still holding? Like, why are you still with me? This could have been done a couple years ago or something, and we could have gone our separate ways and experimented way more.
See, like, are you gonna take it to heart more if they tell you right away? Are you gonna be like more angry then or later?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
if
if
you're
they
telling
tell
your
me
parents
now,
bad news, if you're telling your parents bad news right away, you know they're gonna get pissed. But if you tell them 3 years later, they're not gonna be as pissed. But in the morally,
but
gray area-
it's like, why would I? Well, like I said, this is just who I am as a person. I would come up with it straight away. I mean, I'm saying that now, but like, if I did do stuff, then most likely I would never tell somebody, in a sense. But it's just like, I would never come forward with, like, I would come forward with it if I feel guilty enough. So that's just a sense, like,
Could
I
you
would come
hide
forward.
something for the rest of your life.
Yes. I have so
what?
much. I have,
What?
no. I have so many demons, and this is why I believe my bad karma will get me in my ass. I have so many things that I will never tell anyone. I'll take to the
What?
grave. And I have so many things I've
Drop one
done.
of them. Drop one of them.
No,
Drop one.
absolutely not.
Ian, drop one.
I have literally not told anyone. and
I
will keep
mean,
that way.
there is some things,
What?
but
Drop one.
they've already been exposed, kind of. I mean, you
Don't
found
hold
it
the mic, don't
out.
hold the mic.
You
Don't hold
found
the mic.
out
Don't hold the
already.
mic.
Sorry. I don't know why I want to hold the mic so badly. But you already found it out.
Here, put you with my applesauce.
But you already found it out.
Yeah.
Ian was the one that discovered it, so that was an issue.
Don't say it.
But we
We
can't
don't.
say it
No, we
out
won't.
loud because it's
What?
very inappropriate.
No. Listen.
Unless you want to edit it out, you
It
could.
should be uncensored. Jay talked about here.
Hold on.
I'll air Jay's.
I would like to say this really
What?
fast. From what I've seen, I know we speak illy of that stuff, but if you were ever to come out with that stuff, I honestly would accept you.
Riley,
I'm really not evil towards those people. I think it's weird, but if someone of my own family and blood were to do that, I really would be like, okay, that's them, like, not my issue.
Literally same.
So I just want to let you know that now. If you were ever thinking, like, if those thoughts are still with you,
In the space, so.
if those thoughts were ever with you, I want to let you know, like, I'm not that I would, like, 100% back you, because I still am not, like, crazy about it, but I'm just like, you know what? It's his life. It doesn't affect me.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Okay, well, it's changed though. But honestly, if you edited it out, I'm fine. But I'm still totally fine with being open with about it.
It's not gonna get edited
I mean-
out because Jay opened up about really crazy things, and we left it in. So I feel like this podcast
Alright.
is not about editing things out.
So I might as well
We
open
said
up
that
about
in the
it. I mean, it's fine. This is a space, but people need to know about it. Yeah. So well, it's been all over that. So I have experimented being like porn is not okay. It's not. It's
We'll talk
it's
about that
an
later.
intoxicating thing, but I experimented. I've crossed over to like the gay side of things, especially gone a little bit deeper with like furry and all that. That's fucking weird. But looking back at it now, it was really bad
How
in a
did you go down
sense.
that rabbit hole though? What's like the rabbit hole?
It's just experimenting. Like you want to know what it feels like. Like
But what's like
Wait.
the
I actually have something to say to this. So, I forgot where I read this, but it was a few years ago, and it was because I fell
Reading's
in,
the best.
because it's where I fell into this trap hole of why porn is bad, and it's because eventually you find one extreme, and that extreme is no longer extreme, so you search for a more extreme, if that makes sense. And so at one point, it's like you might look up normal gay porn, where it's just like two people having sex, and you're like, this isn't enough. Then you find a more extreme, and you're like, okay, this is good. It's not enough. Then you find more. And that's where I feel like, okay, I think we shouldn't judge necessarily people who look up that type of stuff, especially if it's like not, if it's more of an experiment. Like, I mean, me personally, I've never looked up furry, but like furry, in my opinion, would be considered an extreme thing. And I feel like some people just need to find a new extreme and like find something that turns them on in a sense, but it's
what's
not.
the pipeline? That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
Like, you watch porn, obviously.
Yes,
Like,
Latinos specifically.
you get to where you are right now, right? You started here, and then you went, oh, okay, then I like this pipeline, then you like this, then you like this. What's the pipeline to go? Oh, furry. Like, how
it's
do you get
just
there?
like you want to like not experiment, but you want to see more. Like
But
you
did
just
it go
want-
from? How did it go from gay to furry? Like, was there?
I don't know.
Was there like a fur tail in one video? And it's
No.
Like, oh, wait a minute.
No, honestly, you want to talk, don't you?
For me, it's just like, I'm sorry, it's just like because recently I've discovered this. It's like because I moved to Latinos, but it's like sometimes I'm just like, it's not even like I'm attracted to the things I watch. It's just like I'm bored, and it's like I need something fresh. Like, because it's like at the end of the day, I don't really masturbate because I'm horny. I masturbate because I'm bored, and like I don't really know what else to do with my day. And I'm like, you know what? Let me throw it in there.
This is great.
And I'm just like,
I
sometimes I'm like, I just don't want to watch the same videos. I'm like, you know what? Let me look at something fucking odd or like new. And I'm just like, you know what? Maybe it's my niche. Maybe it's not. Let's try it. And you know what?
Wait, what?
I personally, like I've said, I've never
You
delved
okay with
into
that?
furry. So, but there's billions of people on this planet. I'm sure some of them want to be like, okay, like what's this furry stuff about?
Really?
And I'm sure that's maybe where Bradley went down.
Interesting. I see.
But this is the thing. Like after, okay, anatomy wise, post nut clarity, it does affect me. Like after I do this, like it does affect me in a sense. Like I feel like no. I know this like what I'm about to say seems bad, but it's like after I do it to like gay porn, I feel like utter shit about myself in a sense. Like I don't like that. I know that seems bad. It's just like, but it's just not who I am as a person. It's just like it's
What? That's crazy. See, this is a crazy perspective.
And this is a theory. and I've talked to
'Cause I've never
so
watched
many
gay porn.
straight men
So I
about
don't
it.
watch that shit.
Men, and Dad has said it himself, men are meant to breed and men are meant to fuck. And I never believed it
Well,
until I met
number
men.
six, number 12. Cool.
Number 12, cock. But I've never believed it until I met men like Bradley, who watch gay porn and after they nut, they think it's gross. And I'm like, men probably, when they're in their primal horny state, just want to breed or they want to fuck or they want to release. And I'm like, that's where I feel like because, I've experimented with down low men, straight men who aren't out, but they're like, okay, like I could try a gay man. I'm like, what is their attraction? Because they're not gay. They ended up liking women and marrying women, but they liked men. And I'm like, at my point, I think it's they like the idea of just a whole. They will fuck anything. And I'm just like, you know what? That's it. I've realized it. Like, I think men, when they're horny, are in a completely different state of mind, and they think of fuck, 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 and they don't really. Not that they throw out all morals and all people. Like, they're still like children and animals in some cases. I'm sure. I'm sorry,
Okay,
furries.
I'm done past that.
I know, but I'm just saying for anyone in the world, like
That was
if you experiment.
13-year-old me, though.
But you know what I mean. Like, I think men just get in such a state of arousal, they just want to fuck and release. And so when they're done, they're like, "What the hell? Like, I'm done. Like, this is gross. I don't want anything to do with it." Like me with straight porn. Like, I love watching it when I'm like aroused. But then I'm finished and I'm like, why am I watching a woman? Like, I'm not even attracted to it. Ew. That type of thing.
But I like looked this up after I've done it sometimes, and it's like this is true. Like majority of gay people do sometimes search up straight porn. So it's just like this. I don't know what it is, but keep in mind the furry thing. I did that when I was way younger.
This is just interesting to me because coming from a straight perspective, I never wanted to go to gay porn. It's like
It's
I
just
avoided it
you're
all the
curious
time. Like, when it
in a
comes up, I'm
sense.
like, "Oh,
Human
what?"
curiosity gets the best of you, and that's what I let. I let my curiosity get the best of me, and then sometimes.
But because you don't have the visceral reaction. It seems like, which is there's nothing wrong, but like a gay ad will pop up obviously on porn sometimes. It's like, oh god, turn off. But for you, you weren't like you don't have that visceral reaction of like, oh what the fuck.
You know what? That is such a weird thing to think about, and I'm sorry to keep stealing the mic, but now that we're on this topic, because I've been thinking about this a lot. I'm not attracted to women, as we all know. I'm not. Like, I don't crave women. I don't want to be with them. I love them. I think they're beautiful people, but it's just not my thing. But when I'm aroused, not in person, obviously. Like, I don't look at a woman like, oh my god, I want to fuck. But when I'm watching porn, I look at the woman and I'm staring at her a lot. I've noticed. Like, it's not the man I'm staring at. Like, yes, sometimes I'll fixate on him, but I stare at the woman. And then when I'm done, I'm just like, why was I looking at a woman? I'm not attracted to it. I don't want anything to do with it outside of my arousal and my thoughts. So I'm just confused. Like, what does that mean?
Interesting.
Like,
See, that's so crazy.
because it's like if I looked at a woman or a naked ad of a woman, I'd be like, okay, that's not my thing. I'd exit out fast versus a man. Just like you would exit out of a gay one. But like, why can I sit through a woman and be attracted to it during that moment? But then once that moment's over, I'm like, okay, what the fuck?
That's super weird. I wonder what the reasoning is.
Same with, I don't know, like aggressive
You
stuff.
haven't heard like not heard, you haven't thought about it a lot. Like you haven't got to any sort of line at all. What it could be?
No. Like, I literally have like thought about it so hard sometimes where I'm like, could I be with a girl or a woman?
Really?
And then I just think
The
about
answer's
it.
no.
No. Like, it's no, and I'm just like, I cannot do that. So I'm confused.
I
you
think
know?
guys just like to fuck guys. That's simple.
That's what I mean.
Whoa, pause.
And,
Like, come on.
and femboys. Femboys are a
What the fuck?
plague, and I think that proves my theory that men want to fuck. Because
Femboys?
so many men are into femboys, and I think
Not into
as long as there's a hole. Also, I learned in psychology men are attracted to shiny things. So I'm pretty sure if a gay man shined up his hole, a straight man would probably do
Shiny
it.
thing.
No, like it's a thing.
No, I know. That's why girls put necklaces
Yeah.
next to their boobs.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. I mean,
All right. Anyways,
can you sum up what?
Dude,
Can
that was really good.
What?
No, that wasn't even the question, but porn is actually a really good topic. You know what? While we're on this topic, we'll just get into it. We'll do one
I
more.
didn't really
like,
finish what I was
But
going
we
to say, but
we're so deep. We only have 30 minutes left. And
we can
have,
continue. We can go 2 hours and 30
We have
minutes.
3 questions.
Why don't we make this a two-parter? make the first one an hour and like 40 minutes, and then cut it to an hour for the next one. Make it part one and
You
part
want to
two.
do another episode?
I'm down. Like I have energy. I have things to say.
I do too.
And realistically,
But like I didn't finish what I was
yeah,
gonna say.
that
though.
and realistically, like we only have another night. Like mine as well.
We can. Okay, we'll go 2.5 max. 2.5 max. We'll be good.
2.5
So we
today.
have another hour.
Hour and a half tomorrow.
Another hour. Okay. So I guess we have time then for this other question.
Okay.
How old were you when you were exposed to porn? Because pause. Anyways, before I go into this question, I wanted to talk about Dr. K. He's this psychiatrist I follow, a therapist that I follow on YouTube. He talked about porn, and yeah, the boredom thing that you brought up. You watch porn when you're bored, right? And it comes to be this thing where it's because do you find yourself thinking about a bunch of things and you get overwhelmed or no? Like, do you get stressed and think about a bunch of things?
Kind of.
Kind of, or do you know that you should do something else or whatever the same, but whatever. Just take this as you will. When you're watching porn, that's your only thing you're thinking about. You're so focused on how often you focused on one thing solely, and then the ejaculation takes over your body and your mind, and you only think about that. The power of only thinking about one thing is so soothing to you. You want to keep going back to it. So it's more about this thing that you have no control over focus. Like you have no focus in your life, so you're craving a soothing sensation.
This is, I'm assuming, well, because on personal hand, this is also kind of like, is this leading into porn addiction?
Uh,
Because this is what you're seeing like
I mean,
is
we're
an
already
addiction.
we're on the topic, but respond first.
I mean, I think it's a really cool theory.
What do you
but
think?
personally, no.
Really?
Like I can go so many days without doing it, but I genuinely do it because I'm like, wait, I don't have anything to do right now. Like, I need to pass time for a minute.
Oh well, it's more.
But
towards
maybe
what Bradley was
towards
saying.
Bradley or somebody else in the world.
Of course, it was gonna come to me.
Well, that's what I've heard him talk about it.
I mean,
It's interesting.
I do suffer from it. I think, in a sense,
Okay.
and it's an issue. I don't know how to resolve it. I mean, I try to. I would say fight urges. I know they are human urges. It's just a really bad urge that I try to overcome, but it's really a thing. I mean, kind of leading into it, like, I mean, I didn't get to finish what I was going to say, in a sense, in the last lead-off question, but I do feel, in a sense, that I'm bisexual. So,
So you're coming out bisexual on the podcast?
yeah. I mean, if I want to, I can. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't. And people are asking me, like, as a speculation, I told one of my friends, Ray, Neil, shout out,
Shout out right now.
that I might have been, like, but I don't know. Like, she asked me, like, how do you know? I'm like, I don't know.
Interesting.
It's like a thing, like, I'm assuming Ian wouldn't know why he is gay.
Don't let me influence you, but I think you should experiment, see, like figure out what.
But the
feeling
thing is, like, I know and this sounds bad, but, like, I just don't see myself with a dude in any sense possible. Like, I don't
You
see
couldn't even
myself.
kiss one.
What?
You couldn't even kiss a dude.
Well, I wholeheartedly I have, but I didn't
Wait,
like
stop.
it.
I'm
I'm shifting it to like get into
So
my
you
view.
didn't like it.
No, I didn't like it, but I don't know why I see myself as is.
Bradley,
Most likely, you would know more.
crazy bomb, man. Bradley came out as bi, and
I didn't come out as bi. I'm just confused, actually, in a sense.
okay, what is? And he said that he kissed a dude, but he didn't like it.
I'm not gonna name drop any guys here, but I have a friend just like that who not came out as bi and didn't label himself, but thought that he was into guys for the whole remainder of his time. And unfortunately, I was the experimentee, and he woke up next to me. And keep in mind, I had strep throat, and I was very ill, and I probably didn't look my best in life. But he woke up next to me one morning and was like, "Yeah, no, I can't do guys." So, very hard blow to my ego, and I still think about it today. Very insecure about it, but I think it's perfectly fine
Is
to
this
question.
camping trip, dude?
He might watch this.
Are
He's
you
very.
serious? You never told me that part of the story.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of things. I mean, he did, and even with
You
Adam.
told me that you woke up and that nothing happened.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna relive that. I was very insecure about that.
Don't believe what anything Ian says.
No,
No,
because
no.
I protect my peace. I didn't want to bring it up because it
'Cause-
really did hurt me. Like I don't
So
get.
then why are you gonna come to me going?
Why does he need to bring it up?
Because
though?
he comes to me complaining, going, Ethan, do you think he likes me? Do you think this? When the motherfucker knows.
Okay, I told you that, and after that, I feel like I didn't tell you about him. But I mean, yeah, he
You
did
did. You
things.
talked about
No,
the camping trip.
because
On the camping
okay,
trip,
because
I
on the
hope
camping
this,
trip,
I hope this.
because
the motherfucker
Ethan,
told you no.
because I still always will have
So you're a
hope.
psychopath.
No,
You're a psycho.
no, because I'll have hope.
Oh wait, I know.
And
You create
and
narratives
you also
in
have to
your
think.
head
You
and
have
then
to
give it
think.
to me.
You don't see everything. There were text messages with paragraphs that were like, "What the hell?" Like you're telling me one
So
thing.
you paint a false narrative to me.
But that's what I mean. Is like you have to think. Like these guys are confused. They don't know what they want. They're just now figuring out about men.
You're coming to me going, hey,
Listen.
what do you think about
See
this?
this.
And you're leaving out
You have
big
to listen.
details.
He says this to me before the camping trip, a month before, 2 months. We text 60 days before camping. Things can be sent. Messages can be sent. Things can be interpreted. On the camping trip, he does things that counteract what he says to me in bed. So do with that what you will. But at the same time, I'm very, very, very strong skinned, I feel like. But that was something that blew very hard to me and my ego and my character, and I was very uncomfortable with myself for a while. So I'm not really entitled or content with opening up to you
Then come to me asking me for
or
advice.
anyone because I sometimes living in that delusion was safe for me at that time. And you know what? I have grown out of it a little bit. I'm starting to live in the real world. I'm almost 20 years old. I need to start doing that. But it's just like in the moment, I probably felt safer in the delusional world, which isn't okay.
Alright, no, being self-aware is good.
But I was very, very self-conscious with what he said, and I still think about it today. And it's not something that's ever been said to me before, so I'm like, wow, and it stuck with me.
Well, anyways, continue. How does this correlate to Bradley?
Oh, yeah, so I just feel like it's fine for.
sidetracked.
I think
I
it's
love
fine
you.
for guys not necessarily to label themselves, but to experiment. Like, if you have those thoughts, try it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You know, at the moment, you might think, holy crap, I might be bisexual. I might like both. You try it, you don't like it. You aren't bisexual.
But
That's
here's
why I
the
just
thing
told him.
here, like I just don't see myself with another dude. I mean, I know that just
Yeah, didn't you technically try it? You kissed a dude, you didn't like it.
But it's not all about sexual relations. Bradley could meet a man eventually in his timeline that literally understands him, loves him, makes him feel at home, can change his world, and Bradley might like him. But we can't discount that all because Bradley didn't like a kiss.
So he's open
I
to it.
have kissed boys where I'm like, I might not even be attracted to men. But then I meet boys where I'm like, wait, I could see myself like with this dude long term. It's about character at the end of the day. Bradley can meet a man who could change his life versus a woman, or he could not. Who knows?
So you're more just open.
well, I mean, this kind of ties into porn.
So you're about.
What?
You're about.
I don't know.
Continue.
No,
I think. Oh no, yeah, no label. But
It's just I think
you're
the
open.
way that made me question is that I get a hard on for both types of porn. So like that's what made me question as myself. Like that's the only reason like I feel like I'm bi is just because I get a hard on for porn on both sexualities. So I don't know where I get that. Like it's a thing that I kept within myself and like I don't know how to like reach out and get like a better understanding on
Just
this.
Go through life. Experiment. That's all. That's my advice. Right? Just go through life.
Yeah. As my advice, Bradley, as someone who has gone through his sexual journey, like Ethan just said, literally live life. Like, if you
Do what you feel.
get with a girl, get with a girl. If you're like, dang, that guy's kind of like, I kind of find him attractive and he has good talk, get with him. Like, literally, it's life. You have one chance. You're young. I think it's important to figure out who you are when you're young. Because when you're old, chances of you finding another person that you might be interested in are very low. Or lower.
Well, I have a question for Ethan. So like when you see like dudes that are like really like jocked up, do you like be like, damn? Are you like that? Like
No, it's more like I can admire when a dude looks good, but
No, like I don't think that they look like cute and all that. Like I do admire them in a sense. Like damn, like I wish I was like you, like that. That's what I do. Like
holding. What?
sorry,
So
well,
what do
I'm
you
pulling
mean?
it towards me.
So what do you mean?
Like damn, I admire them because like of their physique, not like in like a
Do I look at a dude's physique and be like, oh, he's got a good body?
yeah,
Yeah. Like a dude that works out, I'm like, oh, nice.
yeah. Because that's what I
He's got
do.
a good physique.
Like that's the only thing that I like questions me too in a sense. Like outside of
But I think where you obviously changes if you're sexually attracted to it.
no,
To me, it's
and
just
I'm
like, oh,
not.
I admire. Like, oh, he looks cool. Like, he looks cool. Like, he did a lot of work to get the
Yeah,
body.
yeah, that's what I do. Like I always like whenever I hang out with friends, I'm like, oh damn, like their calves look like awesome. Like I wish I had those. Like I say that a lot because I really like toned legs.
That's, I don't think that's wrong. I think it's fine. Well, not wrong, but like, I don't think it's gay.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Like,
Like
my
that's
friends,
the
we went to the
sense.
pool.
Like I don't know like
Jaden's
where
like,
I'm at
"Dang,
as a
dude, your body
person.
looks really good right now." Like,
I don't
not
think it's gay. I can admire men without being sexually attracted.
Yeah, that's not gay.
I don't think I'm like sexually attracted though. Like I don't know. It's like
But what do you
I'm
think-
at that state
What
where
are you
I'm
thinking when you're
confused.
watching gay porn? Though? Like, what are you looking at? Ian said when he was watching gay porn, he's
I
looking
just
at the
think it's
girl.
the
What do you-
actions. It's not like where it's going and all that. I just think it's the actions. And I like you can
So you're not looking at the cock and balls?
Yeah,
No.
you're not looking at their dick.
no.
Really?
Yeah. Like I do that with like straight porn too.
Wait,
When
do
it enters
you
the
just like
hole.
the male body more than the female body?
No.
What?
I figured out then. He might like the energy the video is radiating. Because when I watch straight porn, I like the idea that the man. This is gonna sound so fucked to like my community, but it's like normal. He's like the dominant one, and like he's like aggressive, and he's really into it, and he wants the woman, and it makes it so much hotter because I'm like, okay, the man is like really into this. Whereas gay porn, like, there's two men, like I don't know, I don't know how to explain it really, but I understand where Riley's coming from. He might just like the aggressiveness of it, or he might just like the vibe it gives. He might not necessarily like it's the man, but he might like the vibe. Because I'm not into women, but I do like straight porn. I like the vibe of it, you
No,
know?
I never thought of it like this in my whole life.
It is I'm you wouldn't understand it.
No,
Kind of in a sense,
no. I'm thinking in my head, it's making so much sense. This is crazy. So you like, because Ian is the submissive type. Ian likes the straight porn because you're watching the woman as if, like, that's you.
No. I will say that. I don't picture myself in any porn
No, you
scenarios.
don't, but like the feeling.
But I like,
vibe.
yes, I like that vibe, but I
Yes.
don't picture myself in any scenario.
No, I'm saying the vibe is. I've never watched gay porn, but in gay porn is there a submissive dude?
Not really. I don't think.
Yes, but you typically have to find like a twink video or a femboy, and personally, that's not my type.
Exactly. So
I don't-
You
I
go
don't
straight
watch
porn
those.
to get that vibe. That makes so much sense. There's your answer.
I don't. Well,
That's like 5
see,
seconds.
we're like figuring it
There's
out.
your answer. It's literally just the vibe of like the domination and like, oh, you want it. You are attracted to the dude, but the vibes in the gay videos that he's putting off are not the same as in straight.
But then I find myself staring at the woman in like her vagina, and I'm like, I'm not even a.
I do that.
Okay, but actually, I am attracted to a vagina. I've told my friends this before. I was like, if a man had a vagina, I'd get with him. Because, like, I'm not attracted to the dick. I'm not. I've had boyfriends, I've had men that I've hooked up with, and I have told them, no, I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not attracted to it, really. But I'm attracted to the vagina. And I think if a man had a vagina, I'd still go with him. I think I'm attracted to masculine energy, not their sexual parts.
This is brother. Do you have something to say real quick?
What? Yeah, I mean, I get more turned on when like dudes fondle girls' boobs and like eat them out. Like that's the most like that's what gets me turned on the most. It's like, oh damn, it's getting intense.
I think it's because I find enjoyment in a guy.
Interesting. All right.
Like I don't know. Like you you have to like kind of interpret it. Like we don't know your interpretation. Or is that like too personal?
Well, no. Just, I'm open.
I mean, we're getting personal, so
No, I like it. So just what are you trying to ask though?
it's like how do I explain it? In a sense. Oh god. Like it's really hard to explain. It's like when you're watching straight porn, or I don't even know if you don't really watch porn because you're with a girlfriend, but it's like
No, I watch straight porn.
it's like what really gets you like turned on the most? Is it really like at the beginning or is it like when they're actually going at it.
The beginning and the end are my favorite. The middle's like filler.
So you want like when they're just getting started and then the ejaculation.
Yeah, those are my favorite parts.
Okay. Because
What
okay,
does that help you?
honestly, personal take, I think like female orgasms like are way stronger. Like that's what like helps me the most.
Mm. Okay. Why do you say that?
Like I don't know, like it just gives me
Like the visceral like how it is, like the look of it, the feel of it.
yeah.
Or, oh,
Like
okay.
in a sense, like I can picture myself like being there.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
That sounds gross.
we
That
should
sounds really disgusting. That sounds.
I
Can we
think-
edit that out?
No, I think people will enjoy this.
No, 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 no. I gotta like. If I show
Because-
this to
oh my
my
God,
friends,
wait.
I gotta
To
put like
veer
a
off
trigger
now-
warning.
Disclaimer: we love women. We don't think they're objects. It's just we're sharing deep thoughts.
It's just human anatomy. Honestly,
Why
I'm
would
gonna be
anyone
honest.
Think that we think of women
This
as
is what I hate about like the human anatomy is that we have these reactions like this. Like
to veer
Like-
off.
Before we move on really fast, I
No,
do
it's
want to
still
say,
sweet.
Bradley, if I personally don't think you should give up on anything yet. I don't think a kiss um, is really appropriate to decide your feelings. Because in my opinion, sexuality is not all about sexual attraction, and it might have just been the wrong person. I think you shouldn't label yourself yet, and I think you just need to keep exploring. And luckily for you, you're in college, and college is literally about figuring out who you are. And I think you just need to keep going. And who knows? Maybe you're not into men, or maybe you'll find that right guy. You're like, you know what? I don't care that you have a penis. I don't care that you're a man. I like how you make me feel, and I'm into you. You know? I think that's perfectly valid.
Just be open. Stay open. Don't feel like it's bad. I feel like
Alright.
that's the best thing.
And yes, it is not a bad thing at all, and do not feel like that.
I'm not
Coming from a
saying
gay
it's
man,
bad.
because
I'm
I
not
would be
saying it's
disappointed.
a bad thing.
Yeah, it is. But okay, while it's sort of off topic, but sort of still on. If we were talking about episode 1 and 2, this is crazy different. And being around only straight dudes and less open to this type of stuff, like Leo, Eli, if they heard the shit, immediately they would shut it down. They'd be like, "Ew, what the fuck?" Like, if they heard you talking about even the second, like mentioning liking dick, they'd be like, "What the fuck?" Blah 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 blah. It's really different just being able to hear stuff like this. And if they were in this room, I don't know how it would go down. That's why I like the clash of episodes in real life. I love when two things that shouldn't be together go together. Like I would love to have Lanil in this room right now, talking about this stuff. Like what the fuck would he think? Like because he's not homophobic, but he's like he would not want to hear anything you just said.
Okay, but knowing, like, at least being around Laniel, he's just the type of person that hasn't been exposed. He's the guy that my friend from Ethiopia almost. They people fear what they don't know. And I just don't feel like they've been exposed to it and they've realized, like, oh my god, this dude literally spews the same shit Ethan does, but he just happens to like men. Like, they just don't realize we're the same. They only have the perception of us from online.
Shout out Lanil, by the way.
Well, also, kind of is like I feel more comfortable around you guys because you guys are my cousins. So of course I needed like I feel more comfortable. But if I was around if your friends were around here, I wouldn't say shit. It's the truth. Like I can't open up to other people kind of outside of people that I don't really know. Because then
I know, but I think if it was at this setting, it would work. And that's why I like this podcast. It's kind of cool. Like, think about what we're talking about right now. Like, it's some things we would talk about, but a lot of this.
but I just wouldn't
wouldn't say.
like feel comfortable in a setting like that to kind of feel like in a perspective like that. No, I know that sounds weird, but it's just like
I guess for now, yeah, sure. No, I know what you're saying. Yeah. But all I'm saying is it would be cool to have the clash of worlds, like finally meet. That's all I like, because I feel like you hiding like that doesn't help anything. It allows him to still sit here and be like, "Oh, thinking like this," but it takes that action of you speaking to him for him to open his eyes.
I feel like people are just
Corniness with bravery. It takes your bravery of actually talking.
Oh.
Okay. But
Anyways, continue.
now we can get. That went crazy. We'll lighten it up.
No, keep
Your
going.
top 3 games of all time.
What?
Yep.
So that makes no sense because like we just went from something deep to like
This is how the
let's
last
go
episode was
lighthearted.
too.
What?
This is how the last episode was too. There's ups and downs. It's good. It makes it better listening.
I mean, okay.
It's like, oh shit.
Top 3 games of all time. I mean, Overwatch 2. I don't like calling it Overwatch 2, but it's Overwatch.
Overwatch 2 fucking sucks.
I know. It is shit. I actually, even though I only played Overwatch for a little bit, like with like 6v6 and loot boxes, I think it was better than it is now. But thinking about it with the current take situation, shitty. Like, I mean, they need to like revert everything, but
Yes,
I like it as it
They
is.
only made it bad.
But pisses me off about Overwatch is that it's a team-based game. Like you have to have friends to play with it. Otherwise, you're just gonna be hard stuck ranks. I don't think I've met somebody that has gotten through. Oh wait, that looks really cool.
That's a cool look.
Has rise in the ranks with solo queue, and I can't say the same with Valorant because I've solo queued, which is my second favorite game. I've solo queued Valorant, and I've been high immortal ranks.
But
So
Overwatch, yeah, it demands the communication and strategy.
But I do the same thing in Valorant, and yet team, like Valorant, you can have a solo queue aim game because it's relied based on aim. While Overwatch, you have like seven different things going on that you have to keep control of because you have to take care of your tanks. You have to take like support wise, you have to take and keep stumbling on words. You have to take care of your tanks, your DPSs, and even worry about yourself and do damage on top of that.
Yeah.
Same with DPSs, like you have to worry about killing people.
I never thought Overwatch was that intensive until like I heard some lady on YouTube talk about it. But she described it just like Ian did, like for ADHD people. Like there's always some shit going on.
Yeah, but then you look at Valorant, it's more casual gameplay. Like you have to play a lot slower or something like that. You have to be wise about stuff because nothing like some stuff refreshes and all that, but it's more like a mind game. Yeah. Third game will be Dead by Daylight.
So you have hold on. You had Overwatch, Valorant, Dead by Daylight.
Yep.
Okay. Ian.
I'm gonna bring it back as a gamer. We're gonna bring it back. Yeah, as a gamer. So we're gonna start off with, in my opinion, my favorite Lego game.
What?
Lego Indiana Jones, the original.
Ian, stop.
Okay, I'm basing
Lego
this
game
off of
top
games
three?
I've played my whole life.
Yeah, whole life. Lego
Yes.
Indiana Jones is top
Because
3.
I will never
Fucking
ever
stop.
discredit Lego games. Because I
That's
play
not
them
even
when
the
I
best one.
play them now when I'm older. Okay, but I'm basing this off my personal rank. When I was
That's
little,
your favorite
out of all my Lego games, as much as I love Batman, and I loved Harry Potter and Star Wars,
yeah.
and I didn't even watch them. I just love them. Indiana Jones was always the one I was constantly playing in my mind. Because I don't know, I just liked it so much. But I guess the first generation of Lego games, if I could put them all together, I would. Those would be my OGs because it's like even playing them as an adult now, I realized it's not just nostalgia that kept me going with them. They were genuinely for their time crazy. Like the storylines are great. Yes, they were based off of films. The puzzles were beautiful. I was like, even as a kid, they got me thinking.
Bradley's pissed like fucking 8 times. Can you stop pissing?
And just I just love everything about those Lego games, like nostalgia included. But they're just so fun. Second, all three of us in this room are gonna we've all played this, so let's not get our panties in a bunch. And I do believe there's a reason that's existed this long. Wizard 101 for an MMO. Is that what it is? Or is it an
I'm not
RPG?
mad at you
It's an
putting it there.
MMORPG.
I'm not mad.
So,
I'm not mad.
my theory behind this is if you look, Animal Jam, Club Penguin, Animal Jam, Club Penguin, where are they? They're shut down. There's one MMO RPG that has survived, and it's
Hot
Wizard
Steam
101.
charts.
And it's, like Ethan said, it's currently on the Steam charts right now. I just think there's a certain level of care in that game. They truly update it to their fans' liking.
And it's
They
got
keep
its
it
own
alive.
identity. It's so
It has its own identity. And Bradley, you played a lot and
The
have
art
played it all. So
style.
here.
So I'm gonna give my input on this. I wholeheartedly agree. I just think that just the way that they extend the game as a sense like they add too many levels,
What the-
too many
Dude,
worlds.
the problem with it though
It,
is the same thing you do.
it is the same thing, and it's
I
it's
guess
a
you
little
like the
boring.
gameplay, but sure.
But I played the game the most, I think, out of the three of us,
Yeah.
and I can say like it's a lot of effort. It's way too much money. Like I mean, not way too much money. It's $10, and maybe now you can't even get to max level. When like a couple years ago, you could be able to hit max level within 1 month of membership, so you were getting your money's worth. Maybe even two levels or two characters, depending on if you were dedicated enough. And I know during COVID times, I would play Wizard 101 all the time.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Well, no. Give me your point of view from both of you because you guys have gotten high levels. Does the gameplay get much deeper?
Like when you mean deeper, like story wise, or just gameplay?
No, like gameplay, like strategy
No.
wise. No,
No, it
you're
doesn't.
still just spamming
It's
AoEs.
it's not just AOE's. It's so easy now. It's just you feint, then you blade maybe, or there's this really OP star spell. It's very
So buff.
we're nerding
spell.
out here.
Buff
Yeah,
spell.
buffs, DP or not DPS, AOE,
Buff area. So it's
and
just,
that's it.
see, that's the only thing I don't like. It's like you're just doing that just in a different colorway.
I think
Every
what
world.
what's the way like to make people playing or keep people playing this game is they add new spells. It's just that's the only
Yeah, but it's
enticing
really
factor
just a
now.
new animation at the end of the
And
day.
new gear.
Yeah, but my thing is like, look at Pokemon. What do you do in every battle?
Facts.
You hit the same moves,
Facts.
Loki.
He's right.
Here's the thing, like I don't know. I think
You're right. No, you're actually right.
And so
Pokemon
you
is
hit
like
the
Wizard
same
101.
thing. My thing with Wizard 1, and this is from a personal standpoint, and this is what I love about games, is the progression, the grind.
But Pokemon's deeper. Not so much. Obviously, it's made for kids, but like fire beats grass, or this isn't that. You know what I
Wizard
mean?
101, Wizard 101 is the same system.
Really?
Storm beats Myth, Myth beats Storm, Life
Oh, I
beats
guess it's
Death.
just not as apparent.
Same thing. It's just like
until Arc 2, then new boosts come in.
Anyways.
Me nerding
But yeah,
out.
like what I was saying, Ethan, is or what you asked is, in my opinion, as someone who doesn't really care for stories, I think what makes Wizard 101 playable is the story. Like, yeah, the gameplay, in my opinion, isn't my most exciting. But I have caught myself, I'm like, you know what? Why are these koalas fighting these fucking monkeys? Like, I'm
This dude
interested.
doesn't-
I do have to agree with him.
This guy
because
couldn't
their
even-
story is really good.
You guys couldn't even read the ship story on fucking Pokemon. What? Continue.
With Pokemon, though, it's just like, I'm less really interested in lore
Is it
for
'cause there's no voice
Pokemon.
actor?
I mean, I don't really listen to the voices of everyone, but it's like Pokemon is just like I less care about the lore.
But those are
I
kid
think-
games. The what you're playing right now is made by like people that love Pokemon and wanted to make it better. They
But I have a
actually
th-
care about the story right here.
A really good example for Wizard 101 is all of like Avalon, Azteca, Chrysalis. Like that storyline is like
I haven't got this. Right.
I know you won't understand, but that whole arc made me fall deeply in love with Wizard 101 because it was just so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, number 3.
Really, I cannot like lie to you, Ethan, really fast. I thought like Mushu, Dragonfire were insufferable. Like I hated the game at that point. And then Bradley would always tell me about, oh, Avalon, Safari. Bitch, I went to those worlds. Story really can change the game. Like I was like, holy crap! Like these are the best worlds. The aesthetic, the gameplay, the bosses. I think yes, it's the same gameplay, but they switch it up in a perfect way that keeps you coming back.
Okay.
But yes,
Maybe I just
number
played the
3
one world.
for me, as you all know, is the OG baddie Tomb Raider.
Wow. No
I-
DVD in top 3.
Huh?
No DVD top 3.
I think that game is
No
fun.
Left 4 Dead.
I really enjoy those games, but these are the 3 games that I clearly still play to this day, which proves something. Like they've been around since what 2008, 2009, and I still play them. So I'm like, okay, like Tomb Raider is the perfect game of what I want, especially as a gay boy, where I want to play as a girl. But it's like she's still like, cause I still like boy things, but she still has that like cool like bow and especially with the remakes. The old ones, she was a baddie, she had her pistol, she had flips. But with this one, she's got her bow. She's a survivalist. It makes me think. There's puzzles. There's tombs I have to unlock. It gets me going. It's like it gives you all the aspects you want. And I get to play as a strong girl that I'm like, okay, like I really like her. And it's like nothing against super femme girls. Like I really love feminine
You connected
women.
with her like ever since a child though.
Yeah,
You
like I'm
that
like,
character.
she was really awesome, and I'm like, you know what? Especially growing up
You
in
have
a
something with like a bad bitch just doing cool shit.
yeah, I love bad girls who do cool shit. Especially growing up in a family where, especially when my dad was younger, he wasn't as accepting. He was pretty homophobic, but it kind of gave me light. Like, okay, I can still explore my like I like feminine things, but it's still pretty badass. So my dad's cool with it.
Mm.
Like just like with Left 4 Dead, like I could play the girl character on the
That's
low.
cool. It has a story behind it as well.
Yeah, like I could play the girl character on the low, but it was disguised as a zombie shooting game. So I'm like, okay, I get best of both worlds. You know, Dad likes it. I get to play it, and I just grew up with it. I've bought every recent installment. I've beat it every recent installment, and I love her. I think she's the perfect character, and I love
Yeah,
her.
it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's my take on those.
What are your top 3 games?
I was waiting. I was
I,
no order, but Black Ops 2. I don't know if you guys played it. One, I think it's the best Call of Duty. I don't care about Call of Duty anymore, but that was like the peak, and then it fell off ever since then. What made it great? Customize your emblems. You got creativity. You can like in the lobby, you can see everyone's emblem, all their creative art that they made. Some people just do boobs and like Hitler shit, but
oh, there was so
some,
many racist shit
but
on
some
there.
artwork was like so good, and just seeing that the creativity about behind that, the grind for camos, the kill streaks, so good. The best like shooter.
Honestly, I have to agree with you here. I play Black Ops 2 all the
You
time.
did, yeah, and like the sniping, everything, the fun mini games with your friends, so good. Zombies really good. Whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Story mode.
Zombies was the best thing ever.
Yeah, zombies. I know me and Ian. Black Ops 3 Zombies is the best. Ian played it with me, but Black Ops 2 had like a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, I'm gonna put Overwatch as well, Bradley. It's my favorite team game of all time, and I got to play with everyone I love in life, so I get to experience it with everyone I love. So it was so amazing. Like it's its own little piece of me. I love Overwatch so much. Number 3, it's really hard. It's gotta be an open world game. Either you can go to Minecraft or Ark, either one. I just love open world and building your own little huts and going exploring and getting a bunch of cool shit.
Okay, I really have to ask this question. Why do you it can't just be the open world aspect of Minecraft, but
It's-
why do you like it so
It's
much?
you get your own world and you get to. I don't like base Minecraft. Base Minecraft is horrible.
So you have to involve mods into it.
Yeah, but not Ark. So let's just explain Ark. Why Ark? Is
Okay,
good.
well, I like Ark as
You
a
like
whole
Ark?
because it's just really cool in
Why
a
do you
sense.
like Ark, brother?
It's more real. It's real. Oh my gosh. Because I don't like the blockiness of
You don't
Minecraft.
like the art style?
No. Well, like, Ark
That's
has more
fair.
realism to it. Like, it just seems more intense in a way. Like, I would feel way more scared if, like, a Tyrannosaurus Rex was chasing me in a wild.
Yeah, no, Ark does have the realism part. Yeah, you're right. They're both different. But I like Minecraft. Minecraft is fantasy Ark, and Ark is just realism Ark. If that makes sense.
I don't know. I just think, like, Minecraft is so hard to, like, build up to it. Like, you have to go through all this stuff. You have to go through these little hoops and, like, loopholes and all that to get to, like,
Ark
the
is
main
all
thing was to
about
beat the
that.
Ender Dragon.
Ark is all about
Well,
that.
I can't really say much. Like, I've seen Ark gameplay, but I don't know if there's
you
an
never played
ending
it.
to it.
Yes, Ark has bosses. Ark has.
Is there like an
dungeons.
ending to it? Like you're just like
Yes.
the Ender Dragon of
Yes.
Ark.
I love Ark because every map has its own ending. It's so beautiful.
Hmm.
Every boss, like it's cool. Whatever.
Okay.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, what do you care about most in games? I know me and Ian care about customization a lot. That's why the main top 3 things why I love those 3 games: Overwatch skins, Black Ops 2
Okay.
emblems, customizing your like base.
Do you have anything to say about this? Okay. He's so fast to say. But I don't know. Like really, I think it's just. I have to say graphics are really one of them. I can't really play retro games in a sense. I have to play something that's a lot more modern with a lot more graphics. Like Black Ops 2 is an exception though, because I like Black Ops 2 graphics. They're just really engaging
So
in a
it's not
sense.
pixely.
What?
You don't like pixely stuff?
Not pixel. So
neither.
Minecraft is in a sense is a deal breaker. But
Really, Minecraft's the only one that I was like, okay, this passes.
no.
Okay.
Minecraft was so boring when I played it. I just don't like
The art style.
casual sense. I mean, like casual games like that because it's more catered to casual players that are more not like FPS type of players. Do you get what I mean?
Sure.
I don't think you get what
I don't know.
I mean.
I don't know, because you never played Skyrim, so I can't.
Well,
Skyrim's
I
definitely
played
up
like
there,
the
too.
first half of
Skyrim's up
Skyrim.
there.
Oh,
Maybe it's an ADHD thing. Because I find myself I can't play story games anymore because I need that constant simulation.
You guys
So
need
I
to get
play
off
like
TikTok.
TBD and Overwatch.
Get off TikTok.
I took a 5-month break off TikTok.
I'm
Get off
actually.
your phones.
I don't have TikTok.
Go take a fucking walk.
Thing is like. Okay, well, I don't want to get too deep about it. We're gonna just ignore what you said by taking a walk, because I don't want to go down another loophole.
Yeah,
But
there's more of it.
what? I lost my train of thought. Holy shit. About
What do you care for in games?
Yeah. But then you said when you said ADHD, I just because that's such a hypocrite though. Because I said that with with Mortal Kombat when I came over last time, and I was like, holy shit, this game's too intense for me. I started throwing a baby fit.
Yeah, so.
I don't know why. I
What
really regret that
do
though
you
to this
care
day.
about?
What?
What do you care about in the game then?
I don't know. Like I just play a game for fun. I mean, yes. Oh god.
So what do you consider fun?
I think it's just graphics, but it's just like
What?
like gun games are like the best.
So like
FPSs are my favorite.
FPS are your favorite?
Yeah, I think they're my favorite.
FPSs are really fun.
Out of everything, I think it's just FPSs.
I wish Ian played FPS more. That's why I love how he played Overwatch.
Like I like Overwatch. It's just it's like I said, it's really hard to play
Siege
by
is
yourself.
Siege is also up there. Continue.
Siege is really cool.
Go.
My thing with FPS now that I've played them more is I've come to the conclusion art style is my biggest thing with games.
Really?
Yeah, there's a reason Borderlands never clicked for me. Like I think it's a cool.
You don't like Borderlands?
I think it's a cool style, but play wise, it's not for me. Like I'm not into it's realistic but cartoony,
What?
and I'm like it's not my thing. That's why I gravitate towards Overwatch. It's my favorite thing. It's futuristic, but it's cartooned. No, because I've also watched Valorant gameplay. It's like a mix of Overwatch and Rainbow Siege. It's
He
a.
doesn't like one-shot headshots.
I don't like the idea of one shot. I think it's
He
very.
doesn't like slow gameplay.
It's very boring to me, and I love the idea of Overwatch. One, because it's chaotic, and two, it's I love the art style. It's what my art style embodies perfectly. It's cartoony, futuristic, and unserious in a way. No, because I could do without the skins, to be honest. I tell Ethan this, I buy the skins for the guns. So it's I don't care about.
Yeah, Valorant would be perfect.
But I hate Valorant's art style. It looks unpolished. It looks like it's still in development. Every time I look at the guns, I'm like, where's the texture at? They look Minecraft sometimes looks like it's more. Maybe it's because maybe I'm watching the wrong YouTube videos, but it looks unpolished. And I think Overwatch looks so clean, and they've just perfected their craft so much. That's why I just hope it gets better.
And Ian doesn't do good open world games.
Well, I don't do good.
He doesn't.
So let me tell you this. I learned this since I hate bringing up psychology, but when you have so many options, your brain decides not to do anything. That's where I struggle with games like Minecraft and Sims.
And this is where Ian uses psychology and facts.
No, but this isn't for bad. This is to just back up why I don't think I like these types of games.
In the sense of
Dad uses
using things like this.
Dad does not
bad
use
habits.
facts though. Dad uses his predetermined knowledge.
But we all know facts and statistics can be skewed to represent things that.
Okay, well, it's in the book of psychology, which they teach around the world, and they have PhD people do. So I'm gonna trust PhD scientists more than you.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about you can use facts to make your story sound good when it's not applicable.
Okay, well, I'm gonna use this fact to help better understand why I don't like a certain specific type of video games, because I've realized this in myself. It's not like, oh, I'm going to use the facts even though I don't feel this way. When I'm faced with so many options, I am less likely to do anything. Versus when we go, if we go into a store and Dad's like, okay, you can buy anything you want.
At Boba, this motherfucker knows
At
exactly
Chris,
what to pick.
Boba, because I have a safe option with
because
Boba.
it's not a true
Exactly.
statement.
Let's use Boba. Let's use Boba. I have a safe option of Boba. Milk tea, Thai tea. Versus video games. I could try something new like Minecraft, which I don't always play. But at the end of the day, I'm always going to go back to Overwatch. It's safe. I know I like it. So that's not a that's a false argument.
No,
That's
but
not
we're talking
there.
about once you're in Minecraft.
Exactly. But when I'm in there, we're going to use the thing I just learned. predetermined to my knowledge. Like, I didn't know this yet. I always felt like there was too much for me to do in Minecraft for me to be content. I was like, okay, I want to mine, but I want to build a house, but I want to farm, but I want to go kill stuff, but I want to go do this. So I'm like, what the fuck do I want to do? I can't go one by one. I'm just not the type of person. I'm not there to go mine, and go settle down. Like, hence why I wanted to settle down immediately. I want to build my house. I want to get out there. I want to just lay down and do my thing. I don't want to explore yet. I feel like I need to find the perfect spot, and I did. So in psychology, I already had these feelings before I read this book, so it's not like, oh, I'm using it to back me up. I learned that when a human mind is faced with too many options, you are more likely to do nothing. Hence why when you have a day off, you're like, oh my god, I could go do all these things, but what do you end up doing most of the time? Sitting inside playing a game or sitting inside.
What you need to do is you plan.
But it's just like,
You're
if
bad at
video
planning.
game wise, I'm not a good planner. I think in real life, I do pretty good, especially when I get motivated. But video game wise, I'm like, okay, I just
In
kind of want
Minecraft,
quick
it's
fun.
easy. Pick which one you want.
No, it's not. There's so many things.
I mean, I'm gonna agree with Ian here. Minecraft has way too many objectives all at once because you have to have yourself well established, in a sense, because you can't really wander off without having gear or anything. Because if you do, you're dead and you lose everything. So you have to have yourself well established at the start of the game
Yeah, but
in order to do so.
let's say, well, if you had a good computer,
Okay.
he was
For
playing on a
context,
laptop.
I was running a fucking laptop,
And
so
like 8 gigs of RAM.
that's
Anyways,
not my fault.
But once you have a good computer, we had our spot, we built our houses, boom,
Okay, now we're getting a little too deep into the Minecraft.
whatever. Well, but like we were there. It's just
I know,
sorry. Anyways,
but it's just like, what was the question that we were gonna try and lead it into?
I think we answered it.
Okay,
There's our topic.
there we go.
We got our nerds out of us, our video game rants.
Are you sure?
All right, there's
We can
only
nerd out
2 questions
more.
left. 2 questions left. We have 20 minutes.
Okay.
What's Ian doing?
He's using the bathroom.
Is he shitting?
I don't think he's shitting. He's probably.
Ian,
Oh, sorry for emetophobia.
check if he's shitting.
Emetophobia trigger word. Did you leave the door open? No, he didn't. Ian, are you shitting? Okay, he's going peeing.
Dude, you guys have peed so much.
Dude, it's the drug, or not the drugs, the alcohol.
Okay. I guess actually, technically, the last question. We asked what's changed about you guys.
Oh, I mean, you found that out already.
Yeah. We asked like the thing was difference in age, like but you kind of already said that.
Like what?
Difference, like your difference in like when you were younger to now.
Like if I like talk to my younger self
Oh sure.
in a way, like if
That's a good way to
I
spin
could
it.
talk back to my younger self and
yeah,
be
that's
like,
a great way. Yeah, sure. Spin the question like that.
gosh, okay,
Sure.
so like if I would talk to my younger self
Yeah,
and
what-
like in a sense like
what
warn
advice-
them about stuff or like
What advice?
what would you look forward to?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
What advice or what would you tell your younger self? Sure.
Honestly,
And then we have one more question after that.
I would be like, hey, younger self, try and convince your parents not to move to Michigan. I know this sounds
Why do you
bad.
hate Michigan?
I love people in Michigan. Like I love all my friends out in Michigan. It's just that like I missed everything in Vegas. Vegas had I did not like the education system. No offense. But it's such a bad education. I would have skipped a grade in Vegas schools.
What's the difference in education? Just really quick.
Michigan schools are a lot more challenging. They challenge you a lot more. They give you a lot more testing, I think, than Nevada does. I just like the social structure. I mean, yes, I was an asshole in kindergarten. In first grade, like I used to beat up people. I know that was so bad. I would just beat people up. It sounds bad. Like, I'm a changed man. I'm a changed man.
Okay, so don't move to Michigan. You would tell your little kids off to don't move to
No.
Michigan.
Because
Michigan ruined your life.
I taught myself how to be better in first grade. Like I reestablished friendships, and honestly, like
No, but the thing you're going back to is going to stop your parents from going to Michigan.
yeah, stopping my
insane.
parents
That's
to
how
go to
you
Michigan.
control. So you don't have any regrets necessarily or anything like that. It's just hey,
Like
you fucking-
regrets.
Yeah, you just don't hate Michigan. You just hate Michigan.
Well, it's not just Michigan in general. Like regret wise, like in regrets, what do you mean?
Would
Like-
you go back and tell yourself to something, or warn yourself of regret, or I don't know, stop yourself from doing something, or picking a different path, or something. I don't know. Or advice like, hey, you'll be okay. Or
thing I regret. I mean, oh my gosh, we're getting really personal here, but like, thing I regret the most is like, damn, I was looking at me.
Is that Jack in the Box?
Boba?
Yeah, it's just like.
Why is it so fucking
Thing I
weird?
regret the most is like, honestly, choosing my college of choice.
Okay.
That was my biggest regret. It's like,
What would you choose?
I would have chosen like something bigger, more prestigious in a sense. Like, I love Grand Valley as a whole.
Yeah.
Like, I love the people. It's just like, I don't think my education is being worth there. Like,
What do you mean?
like having of worth. Like, I got into a better college, but I chose the financial system, like financially cheaper, and I like that. Like, that'll help me in the long run. Which, like, in the end, like, will this benefit me later in life? It's just like, because in a sense, I have at most 4 more years after I graduate with my bachelor's, and like, if I want to go to a way better school, and then look at like my first school being Grand Valley, they'll be like, wait, what school's that? Instead of like looking at, oh, Michigan State, like that's a Big Ten school, like that's more prestigious.
This is more about perception. I don't think you should know yourself that because of other people's
I know
perception.
it's like, but I feel like my the way that my family comes off in a sense is like, why are you choosing the financially cheaper option than choosing like, oh, and Maddie, my sister, brought this up, is like, why are you putting yourself in a position where you want to be financially like not more in debt in the end because you like, oh, how do I explain this? So in the end, like, I was choosing a path where I would be less in debt, and my sister's like, well, why don't you go to like MSU? Like, even though you're gonna be in more debt, you'll still be able to pay it off with your job that you're having. And I'm like, well, looking at this in the long run, and I told her this, I'm like, I still have way more years of college after that than just the standard 4 years. So, but like, I know I'm straying off, but it's just like, in a sense, like, I would tell myself, I was kind of like, that's my fork in the road. Like, I have both. Do I choose to continue down this path, like, and not tell myself to like do what I love, like go to this school? I know I'm like, this is
No, I just think you're
Okay,
drunk.
but at the end of
being personal.
okay, but at the end of the day, MSU is still better than 30% of schools in the United States. It's better than Reno and UNLV.
Yeah.
Like, you can't think of it like, oh my god, I should go to a smarter school. Nevada's 50 in the United States for our education. That includes our colleges as well. Like, you are beyond blessed, and I think people need to think, like, I'm happy to be at UNR, in my opinion. We have a great business program where our business program's higher up on the list. So it's like, you just have to think of it like that. Think, okay, yeah, my school in Michigan standards might not be the best, but in terms of the United States and the world, MSU or at Grand Valley State University might be up there. So I don't think you should really worry about that. You're actually making a smarter decision, in my opinion, because I've heard rumors that people who go to Harvard and people who go to a lower end state college that's not a Ivy League school get the same education, end up in the same spotlight, except for one paid millions or close to millions, and the other one paid less than $100,000. So I think you're smarter by going. You're gonna get the same education anyways, Loki.
That's what I think.
You're gonna end up in the same spot most likely. You might not make the same connections, but you will get the same education. That is the difference. And I feel like you don't need to stress about that. You made the smarter decision.
It's your turn, anyways.
Wait, what are we talking about?
If you could tell your younger self anything different.
Ooh. Okay, I think if I could tell my younger self anything, it would be not to worry, as cringy and corny as it sounds, what worry other about people, or to worry about what others think about you. Especially growing up in middle school, I was a bit bigger, and I clearly went down the wrong path, and I went down my eating disorder path. And I didn't eat, and I threw up, and I was like, okay, I need to be skinny. And you could see it because I literally lost so much weight 6th to 7th grade. It was like, okay, look at this boy. How did he lose so much weight? And I'm like, okay. In the moment, it was very serious. I was like, okay, no one's ever going to talk to me if I'm not skinny. looking at it now, like I wish I had just gone down a healthier route, and I was like, no one cared. People laugh about being the fat guy all the time. Like, you grew up fat, so what? You still have the same exact trajectory in life that you've always had. Like, ooh, you were big, so what? So it's like that would probably be my biggest advice. Just don't care what people think and don't harm your body. Like that was horrible.
Honestly, like I didn't even know this about you, and like telling my younger self, like I should have told him not to bully the fuck out of you.
You bully. You
No.
No, because we used to, me and you used to gang up on him.
Oh, I used to.
We used to tell what?
I call him fat all the time.
I know, but now like I feel bad because like I feel like this is just me now. Like I feel like I was a part of that.
I don't.
I know that sounds dumb, but
No, my things never stem from family. Ethan could call me Tubby Wumpkins or anything like he wanted. That stuff never stemmed from it. It was mainly from false perceptions I created in my head. Like I'm pretty sure no one had an issue of me being fat. Like
But,
it was the same personality, it was the same kid.
but me and Bradley definitely helped, right?
Nope. I genuinely never like thought about that. But I will say, family-wise, Dad had a big impact.
What?
Because he's my father, like,
Really?
and he, like I have said before, Dad is a verbally more evil. His evilness doesn't lie in his physicality. He's not physical; he's verbal, and it's like that's my father still. I still look up to him a certain way. So when he makes fun of my weight or comments on my body or says things in a very rude way, it sticks with me. Plus, I'm at school already self-conscious. I'm like, okay, I'm still figuring out my sexuality. I'm still figuring out my friendships. Now I have to worry about my weight. I don't want to work out. I don't really I don't understand the idea of working out yet. I don't understand the concept of a gym and muscles and protein. I didn't learn about them. So it's like, okay, what's the quickest way to get skinny? Because like clearly there's an issue. I'm fat. Starve yourself. Throw up. Don't eat. I don't know. Fast. But like looking at it now, clearly with the gym and stuff, I'm like, if only I just worked out, done sports, ran, walked, eat less. I don't know. I'd probably be happier in that moment. But that's my thing.
all right. Last question.
Last question. I get away with this really good. What's good and what's bad? This is the one that I had on the plane that we didn't get to answer. I read it in the book. So, how do you base your morality? What do you decide is good? What do you decide is bad? Like, obviously, Bible people, they go with the Bible. How do you decide what's good and what's bad?
Well, honestly, I'm agnostic, so I can't really say I believe in any scripture or literature. But my morality stems from kind of lessons learned in life. I mean, kind of seeing people around me, I'm like, okay, this is where I build my morality from. Especially social media plays a role in this. I'm like, okay, I know this is not who I need to be as a person. It's like I need to avoid this.
But how do you get there? Do you make a decision on what's good and what's bad based on, like, creating less pain in the situation? Let's say, here, let's make the situation. Let's say it's you and you can hurt someone's feelings. Um, uh, I don't know how to explain it. Um, I guess one of the things in the book was talking about doing the right thing that makes the most people happy. Do you try and make the most people happy, or do you care about your own happiness more?
Oh, okay. So I know what the term is, but I get in a sense is like, do I even like prove me like correct me if I'm wrong? Do I do the most like even if it hurts me to make other people feel happy?
Sure, is that where is morality towards more like helping people or helping yourself?
Well, like I say it's like a 50-50 split. Like half of me is like I need to make sure, and I do this with my friends a lot. I need to make sure they're in a comfortable position and where they're happy. Like I'll make sacrifices if I have to. But at some points, I need to draw a line and be like, okay, if this affects me in a sense, I also need to like have that line drawn where I have that morality. And I need to know I can't always make those sacrifices for my friends or even family members in that sense. It's just like it's hard sometimes to judge. Like it's based on my character too, and you see, like it's with you too. Like I always ask if things are okay, even after I say it, because I don't know how people take stuff. If you get is that if that's based on morality, is that based on morality?
Yeah.
Like I just don't know how people can come across stuff differently, even if things are set. I don't know how people take it, especially with this day and time. Like you don't know how people are going to handle stuff, so you have to make sure if they know it's not meaning any like false harm or anything.
So you care about people a lot. So in your decisions of making like a right decision, you want to make sure you're making like the group happy instead of yourself. Like let's say you had to make a choice of making you in the group happy or most of the group happy.
I try to make most of my group happy. Like, I mean, this could be said definitely fall semester. Everybody was having like issues going on. I really can't say anything about that, but like I would really try to be like the fixer up of the group. I tried to make ways where I didn't want to see them sad or mad or angry. I wanted to see them happy. So
Will you sacrifice your feelings for others?
totally, that's what I did. It's an issue. It's something that I would say is an issue. It's because it's like
See, like so, do you
like
see it as bad?
okay. Because I've talked about this before with other people, even my therapist, for example. And she said it's not necessarily bad. It's good, but you're just doing it way too much, and that's what I understand. Is like I know that I'm doing it way too much. That it even affects me. Like I need to have boundaries set between family or not family, friends, and myself. Like I can't always be their safeguard or their like emergency responder in a sense. So
What was the question?
Morality. How do you decide what's good and what's right? Some people use the Bible. What do you use?
Well,
How do you?
clearly I'm not religious, as you guys know. I have my stance on religious people. I think they're okay, but like extremists, I'm not a fan of. But I base my morality on experiences and how they make me feel. Like, if I help my friends out and I put them first, like Bradley said, versus myself, if it made me feel good, if it made me feel bad, like just those, like to put it very basic.
No, it's good. Yeah.
Depending on how a situation makes me feel, that's my morals. So typically, with my friends, I will, and I've spoken to Monica about this. Shout out Monica, my bestie Westie. I have put my friends first so many times. There were times where I had no more emotional space for anything else in my life. I had just gotten rid of Lulu. I had just dumped Johnny. I wanted to be home. I was stuck in some foreign ass fucking college with random people I didn't fuck with, roommates I didn't like. But I was like, you know what? My friends need me. I'm gonna do it. And I was like, you know what? It feels good. That's how I knew it was right. But I also do know that there are times where I need to be selfish and I need to do things for myself. And in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, well, this is going to hurt the other person. But at the end of the day, you have one life, you have one body, you have one mind. You need to protect your peace. I'm a firm believer that happiness is more important than most things in life. And if I know doing something is going to make me happy and it might hurt somebody else, depending on how, like, obviously intense the situation is, I'm going to choose my happiness. I'm going to choose my peace, which is why to some people, they're like, okay, Ian comes off selfish, but I feel like I do a very good job at balancing being selfless and selfish. And people will always highlight bad and not good. Hence, when you read 100 good comments, you're like, okay, but then you see one negative comment, you're more likely to focus on the negative. I do very good at balancing.
What makes you choose the negative one?
What makes me choose negative is I want myself. I want to.
Well, this is great.
And this is,
in the book.
and like I said, this is where the situations come in. Because I know when I pick myself, it typically means I'm blowing someone off, I'm telling someone something they don't want to hear, or I'm not responding to them. And I'm like, those are negative for them, but it's positive for me. And I've done a good enough positives for them, and they need to focus on themselves in life. I can't do everything for them to appease their happiness. I need to focus on myself, because if I'm not happy, my life's miserable, and those around me will be miserable because I'm going to be miserable. And that's not fair to anyone. So I think sometimes it's balance, you know?
That's good. I think I'm on the same kind of stance as Ian in this. We're circumstantial, but in the book, what I was trying to say, he describes it as pleasure and pain. Those are the only two things in life, and you make your decisions based off of pleasure and pain. So you
What
always
about,
want.
is guilt considered pain?
Sure. Oh,
That's so, like, broad, though. Because then you can consider any negative thing pain and then any positive thing pleasure.
no, but you'll always go for pleasure. Like humans desire is pleasure, so you'll pick the one that's more pleasurable.
That's where will comes in. You need to have the will to be like, okay, I'm not going to enjoy this, but I need to do it because it's the right thing. It helps somebody
That's
else.
more pleasurable. That's pleasure. You're getting more pleasure from doing the other one.
No, because I would very much have so much more leisure and pleasure sitting at home, not dealing with anyone else's problems, eating a bag of chips, ignoring my friends in the world, than already using the mental state I don't have
Then you
to
would
go
have
talk
never
to someone.
chose the other one.
Hmm?
You would have never chose the other one if it gave you no.
Okay, then it gave me pleasure. I'm not even gonna argue it. Pain and pleasure then is the only things in life. I'm not. You can't argue with that. You know, if it's that, then it's that. Because then, like I just asked, does guilt mean pain?
Yeah.
If
basically
it
just
does,
good,
then
bad.
any negative emotion would mean pain. So there's no arguing.
It's just a philosophical thing. But yeah.
Exactly. So that technically anything could be that. Then you could just switch those words out for each other.
But yeah, that's what his whole thing was. That life is just.
There's good and bad. You could switch out pain and pleasure with good and bad. You could switch out any negative with the negative already put and any positive with it.
Well, I guess that's saying there's no gray.
I mean,
Is there no
that's
gray?
why, no, and this happens in politics since 2020, now there's only red and blue. There's no such thing as being an in-between, which I think is dumb. You can see the gray in situations, which is why I don't like when people give you, okay, it's this or that. There needs to be a middle ground, always. Always. Always, always, always.
Jaden hates the middle ground. He hates me for bringing up middle ground because it shows like you're a fucking pussy and you can't choose one side. Not like
No.
not in that sense.
Because
no.
you
It's
could
more
see-
indecisiveness. He hates indecisiveness.
It's not indecisiveness, it's seeing both sides, and I think that's perfectly fine, valid, and mature.
Yes, but not making decisions when he has a problem.
Extremist, which I think is when you lean to one side only, is what I do not like in life, and I firmly stand between it because they cause most issues.
Yes, but you're picking a third party, so like that's not technically what he's saying.
Here, the issue is with not deciding is that you can have standards for both parties in a sense.
Okay.
You don't have to agree with like.
No, yeah.
I met countless people. I met countless
put his
people.
quote in at the wrong time.
What?
He wasn't talking about politics wise, but continue.
Oh, politics wise?
No, he wasn't talking about
Oh,
politics.
he wasn't. Okay.
He's talking more
That's
about,
what we're interpreting
he's
as.
talking about like, oh, if you have two decisions and you choose a middle, like you're a pussy. Like
It's just like you don't know at the time. It's like it's hard to make decisions like on the point.
is it hard or is you just not thinking about it enough? Like
Well, for me, it's always hard in the moment to make up a decision.
Let's go back to when I dropped my best friend. There was drop her or don't drop her.
yes, great.
I dropped her.
Yes.
What happened to me 2 months later? I sat down, thought of both sides. Like, okay, this is better in my life without her, but I miss her for this reason. I saw the in between. It was like, okay, we need to meet in a middle ground. We're going to give her the benefit of the
You
doubt.
just pointed my argument.
We're gonna
out
go
better.
talk
You
to
didn't
her.
Think.
Exactly. You need a middle ground.
That's not middle ground. That's thinking.
No. And thinking might fall under
So
middle
you
ground.
just think before you act.
Yes, but there is a middle ground, and I'm going to have to use politics as a thing because I might not like Trump for his social aspects or some of his statements he said, which I think are horrible. But there are also things I don't like about Kamala Harris, where I think her marketing, yes, is smart. She's marketing young people, but what the fuck does Megan Thee Stallion, Quavo, and hip hop icons have to do with political reasons?
We're gonna look back at this podcast and be like, what the fuck was this year?
Literally.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Like, but she also got Quavo. And Not Like Us by Kendrick. And I'm like, and I think it on a marketing standpoint, it's so smart.
You're the president.
You're getting young people to vote for you, but at the same time, I'm like, that is so fucked. You're running a country. Stop trying to convince people to vote for you because they have the same music as you. So it's like a middle ground. It's like, I don't like them for this reason. I don't like them for this reason. I need to sit down and think. Thinking is a middle ground.
That's a middle ground. Well, sure. I understand your thought
You know what I
process,
mean,
but
though.
that's- Yes.
Because if I said it was a middle ground, you'd be like, no, it's thinking. So, to appease both of us, I'm going to consider thinking a middle ground.
Sure.
Because it is.
All right, guys. And that was our last question. We did all of it.
Hooray.
How do you judge morals? Wow. All right. What did you guys think?
This was a pretty intense
You liked your first podcast?
podcast. I liked it,
How'd you
honestly.
like the hosting? You liked the hosting? Was it good or bad?
What did you think?
No, you guys can talk.
Oh. I don't know. Maybe, like, I'm, like, emotionally, like, not there, but this was not that intense for me.
No, it wasn't that intense.
I mean, like, Bradley, I'm sure you haven't spoken about some of this stuff before. It's intense.
No.
But for me, it's like, this was a 2 out of 10. Like,
In
I
what?
genuinely, huh?
In what sense?
In terms of emotional, like,
No, we're not talking about emotional. We're like, how did you feel like your podcast?
oh, I really liked it. You know, I like sharing my thoughts. I have a lot to say in life.
Yeah.
I mean, personally,
Well, obviously for you, it got more emotional.
Oh yeah, I got a lot more emotional.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, do I regret stuff saying? Like saying stuff in the end? I mean, 50-50. Goes both ways.
I mean, I could have dug deeper on some issues, but
It just feels
that's
like
cool.
I mean, it's like
Like for Ian's, we could have talked like for talking to your younger self. We could have talked about how Ian was thinking suicidally and brought up deeper conversations. But I feel like Ian didn't want to go there, and that's okay. We don't need to go deeper.
With that stuff, though, like, even if I did talk about it, it's not, like, it wouldn't have, like, affected me emotionally.
So what would affect you emotionally? What is like a you don't really have?
No!
nothing.
I'm gonna be real, like, I
Nothing.
think, not that I'm emotionally numb, because that's cringe, but, like, I think
You're very
so,
open right now.
I think so much has happened in life, and I've been
You
so
use your
open,
emotions.
and like Bradley said, I literally, I don't know if it's a bad mindset or good, I literally give zero shits in life about
You're doing great.
that stuff. So I'm like, okay, you guys know my past, so what? Like, I mean, like, it's all happened to me. I've been through it. I lived through it. I've relived it. It's over.
Yeah, I no, you're very mature. That's actually a very mature thing. that you
I
gotta
just
be
think it's
involved.
because like since you come along through a lot of stuff, it's just like you just are tired of everybody's like kind of shit. In a sense, it's like okay, I don't care. Like you just roll with the punches. Well, like me, for example, takes everything personally. So
Maybe, yeah, sounds good. But I think it's very. That means that you've internalized a lot of your stuff, and it's like it really isn't emotionally attached to you anymore. It's just like, yeah, you've accepted it. Okay, we can talk about it. Cool. That's good.
But like this,
You'll get-
this helped a lot. I mean, get stuff out like off of my chest. Like
Yeah.
I've just been bottling it up. Now it feels. I mean, in a sense, would it feel better to not say it on a podcast? Most likely.
No, hey, there's a
It's like in a sense, if you think about it, it's like, oh, do I really want to share this with public eye? It's interesting because people can interpret it in different ways. So it's like, but like from a standpoint, like I need to learn how to give zero shits.
yeah, maybe this will help. Do you believe things happen for a reason? Both of you guys. Last question,
well-
I guess.
Things happen for a reason.
Sure.
I mean, funny enough to say, I did that for a paper. It's like everything happens for a reason. It's like, okay, it does. But this is for you to interpret.
Do you think everything happens for a reason?
I don't know. Me and my friends have had talks about this. Because it's like bad stuff happens, like war and homicide in like Gaza and Palestine and stuff. And like that stuff doesn't happen for a reason.
You don't think so?
I thought he was talking about you.
No, but like that's what I mean. It's like on a personal level.
You personally.
That's what I mean. It's like bad stuff. I don't think happens for a reason.
Bad is
I don't like.
the opposite of good. You need it.
But I can't see that type of stuff being happening for a reason. It doesn't do anything for the world. Change
Don't you think
hasn't sparked from.
all like something bad unites other people?
Yes, but at least living through this God situation, there are very passionate people. There are people who have done so much to create change, but it's not big enough change for the amount of loss that's happening.
Yeah.
Same with like the
Not spiritual, but
Holocaust.
like, don't you think sacrifice is needed for change? In the spiritual sense, like,
But what I mean is look at the bad and look at the good. There's not a strong enough outcome.
yeah, you don't know. You don't have the future.
But like even like with the Holocaust. Like that
Holocaust?
horrible, horrible stuff happened, but it's like
But think about it now. Like, people are aware of that, and like, you're right. Like, of course, those horrible things that need to happen.
but I think I don't get me wrong, bad needs to happen to balance good. That shit is horrible. Those are genocides. Nothing good came out of them.
Yeah.
Like yes, we learned, oh, don't do that again. Most
You're right.
the fucking world knew not to do a genocide. We just got one crazy.
No, but you want to know what's to touch on that? I don't think that's a lesson that you should get from Hitler. It's like, oh, don't do genocide, don't do that, because that's not Hitler's main thing. Like, you guys should read some Hitler books. Like, that's not why he did that. Like, he didn't. Like, do you even know?
Wait,
How
what?
did Hitler get into power, bro? Like, why did he get into power?
I don't know. I mean, we didn't really touch on the
Exactly.
World War
Schools don't really
II.
teach you the political reasons of how Hitler got to power and how. How do you think someone convinces the whole country to do that?
You just gain their trust.
Army, militia, scare tactics.
No, everyone loved him. He used no scare tactics.
Gain trust.
No, it's because his country was very poor and he promised things. And
Yeah, you gain the people's trust. That's what I just said.
And the manipulation behind it. But whatever. But it's deeper than just that. I think what you can get is, what behind it is, don't be manipulated in your times of need. That's the main point of Hitler.
I mean, me personally, I'm just like, okay, the way is just
like a false god.
It's just the way that like
Hitler's a false god.
we just lost the meaning. We're like so past what we need to say, but it's just like the meaning of peaceful protest has like no meaning anymore. Because it's like the people who are protesting like Palestine, like or against Israel, is like intense.
This is going crazy. What? What is happening?
I disagree with that. At least from what I've kept up with, these people have been peacefully protesting with signs, which you, freedom of speech, you are allowed to do this with our First Amendment, and they have walked on college campuses peacefully. Nothing has been destroyed. They are the ones getting tear gassed, beat down, their masks pulled off their face and shown to the public eye and arrested.
Well, okay, wait. It's not. I'm not talking about that one. Like where they're just sitting on, like blocking themselves on campus and all that. Like those are the types of people, like peaceful protests. But like defacing a lot of stuff, like spray painting a lot of things, saying like "Free Gaza" and all that. Like, does that seem like in a sense peaceful? Like you shouldn't be like defacing stuff because that's still a crime.
I know nothing on this topic.
I think in this situation, I'm not sure what it does, but it doesn't compare to what online Israeli people and Israeli countries have done to Palestinians.
About how, yes,
the bell.
They fought.
He's talking about the bell, like how they're defacing like Israeli.
But you both don't know the full history, like since the very beginning. They've been at
I might not know the
like,
full history, but I do know that a genocide is a genocide. You can't, even if their history is
sure, but like if
that.
they stopped, like they would attack after. Like they're both gonna fight each other infinitely.
And they started that.
They did not start it. You don't know the starting.
But they started together between them. And
why did they start it? It's because of biblical stuff.
Biblical, and you guys know how I feel about biblical stuff. It's false, and so, they're fighting over false, pretentious.
If you're actually gonna pick an Ian
but
way to be honest,
war,
I hate both of them.
War is war, and I think that's not okay, and they're gonna happen. But war is not genocide. Look at our no. There's no Ethan. Genocide is not politically correct.
They would hate you, and they would burn you, and they would kill you.
It's just
Exactly, and that shows a lot.
You shouldn't give
That
a
shows
fuck about them. Maybe
that
that's
shows a
their-
lot, though.
maybe
That I
that's
no,
their-
that still shows a lot. You can't use that against me. Don't depict me like, oh, I can't support these people because they're against me. That's
You
horrible.
said you
That
hated
hate,
the Middle Eastern people
hate,
all the time.
hate. Exactly. I hate their ideals. Them as people, I do not hate. I hate their ideals. They do not like gay people, but I'm not going. I'm not going to breed hate on them, though. Yes, I do not like their ideals, and I hate their culture because it's so dehumanizing towards women and gay people.
And look what it
But
does to
I
the
have
Middle
Middle
East
Eastern.
to this
But I
day.
have Middle Eastern friends. I'm not going to judge every Middle Eastern and think they all should die.
Of course not.
Israeli people are killing Palestinians because they are Palestinian. That is it. That's what I do not agree with.
No, that's not it.
Yeah,
So
that is it. I told you about it. They're pushing them to borders, bombing them, pushing them to war.
Oh, because of this. No, it's because in biblical times they're fighting over a holy land. They're fighting over the land that is holy, that they believe is the I don't remember what.
So you think it's because of a belief they can kill each other?
I don't think that's why they've been fighting for.
Yes, but you morally are like, okay, it's not worth picking a side. Let this happen because it's biblical.
Well, no, in my
Yes.
stance is I'm not jumping into it or caring because I don't believe in that stuff. So I don't
Well,
care
okay,
who wins.
But it's okay. Regard
And I'm not-
regard of
I'm not
religious
gonna say,
things.
like-
I think it's still
Yes, it's
messed
wrong,
up
of course,
to
yes.
watch
Yeah.
to
But
watch a
100%.
race
Facts.
because of their race and stuff that is biblical
Facts.
be wiped out.
Facts.
That is my issue, and that's why I feel like I support Palestinians and not Israelis because
At
this current minute, yes, I would switch anyways. And I think it's still wrong because not every Palestinian, because of their blood, believes in Holy Land or is evil or whatever. In fact, I just saw, and maybe it's fake, maybe it's like propaganda, but I just saw, and the governors of Israel also mentioned it, that there was a line, a full set of Israeli men outside the Palestinian jail chanting to rape the women inside.
Yes.
I think that is sick, and I do not agree with. And everything I've seen about Israeli people, at least obviously it's political, it's propaganda. There's things that have been worse on both sides, have made me believe that this is incorrect, and we need to save these Palestinian people. I don't know their religious beliefs, but these people are in trouble,
You're right.
and I think it's disgusting.
So you just don't want war. Yeah.
I don't want
agree.
war, but I think
agree.
genocide's bad.
I agree.
Okay,
I agree.
well-
Stop war. War is never.
Like I like the protests are fine.
But how do you fix that? How do you fix? Oh,
Well,
yeah,
wait,
this is too much.
no. We don't have to. We can cut this out. But it's just the fact that, like, it's just like, okay, the protests here in America are not the best. I don't like. I mean, yes, you can protest all you want. Like, I don't mean it in a wholeheartedly like, what I said before as like a bad thing. Like, you can protest whatever you want. I don't wholeheartedly approve because like if I say like, oh, I enjoy all protests, then that means I sided with January 6th. Like, I did not like January 6th. Or if you get what I'm saying, like, it's not like you shouldn't be like doing coups and all that. Like, what, like the people with the Palestinian protests are like peaceful in a sense. It's just like I don't like you deface stuff in a sense. Like, if you get what I mean, is that like a sense?
I get it, but I think some things need to be defaced. Like,
What do you mean by that? I don't know.
like one of the things I've seen that was defaced was statues of old slave owners in counties, and I'm like, they're not revolutionary. They owned black people, whipped them, put them to pink. Why? Like, in that time, maybe they were revolutionary and it was fine to have them, but now we live amongst black people and people of color. Why are we holding these slave owners in statues and not defacing them and not taking them down? That's disrespectful. That's rude. That's a horrible piece of history we need to keep up. History is history, and I believe that some history needs to stay up, but other parts of history, there is no reason it needs to be up anymore. It is not who we are. It is not our country. It is not America. It is far beyond America. It needs to be moved. We do not own slaves. We do not.
Honestly, I agree with this. It's
And
just
not like,
like
oh, I don't
it's
agree.
annoying that, but like you don't need to go be just facing anything else. Like, well, why did it? Like, why are you putting like? Oh my gosh.
Nope. Actually, as a gay man, how do you think gay people got their rights? We destroyed Stonewall. People can only take so much. You need to make a point. You need
Okay,
to make a
well,
statement.
all
Probably
this-
it's shown in history that
It works.
killing and destruction actually is the main change.
Not-
Which is like the
No,
dumbest
killing-
thing possible.
killing is it.
Though.
assassination.
As the gay community, though, we do not condone killing, and that was not a part of our riots. Same with feminism.
Well, sure, yeah, but I'm just saying in history, killing and destruction helps.
Honestly,
change
but
things.
like I feel like everything could have not played a role if like all of this could have been prevented like if US just did not get involved. Like I know it sucks. Like yeah, genocide and everything is terrible. But it's like if you take sides and stuff, then you're going to get backlash.
Which is
Especially if
kind
you're
of-
facing the wrong things,
Well,
then of
listen,
course you're going to get 10 times more
What
backlash.
about this though? So there's no obviously solving this problem peacefully. Someone has to die, right?
No,
Am
it's
I
not
wrong
just
here?
that. Like people were just saying ceasefire. Do a ceasefire and then that's
Really, but
what
that's not gonna
prevents
solve the problem. Let's be real.
that legitimately if you go against a ceasefire then that's a war crime.
Yeah, but okay, I agree with you. I agree.
You
everything
can't.
is wrong.
Then that, I don't know why you're saying like, oh, if I just sign a ceasefire, but then I'm like, psych.
No. I'm saying I agree with everything you're saying, but I'm saying okay, let's say everything stops. Like their problem is gonna be over this land. They're gonna fight for eternity. The only way it's gonna end is if someone dies. What's the peaceful way of stopping it? They've disagreed on splitting the land. They've disagreed on this person having this land. They're different. One of them has to die.
It doesn't need to be a stupid land dispute. This is the
That's
same
what
thing
it
with the
is.
Ukraine-Russia war.
That's what it is, and it's holy.
Russia was just power hungry, and then they were like, "I want more land."
So what's your solution then? Is it doesn't involve death and destruction? What is it?
Legit. Would death and destruction just be done with a ceasefire?
Riley,
Like Riley said, just slap a war crime on it.
It's
Maybe-
oh yeah, that'll stop them.
It's legitimately
Yes, criminalize them. If they stop it, they will be a known country and they will be arrested, or they will literally have to go to war with every other country because they're a war crime. Like, I mean, yes.
So that's not gonna make the other country be like, oh okay, that's their land now.
No, greed and power is always going to be a thing, and it's always going to be an issue. And I personally don't think there's any way to stop it, but there's ways to reduce it. And if that means we have to slap the war criminal label on a country and make them a public target, pretty sure countries in the world do not want that. There's one way to shut it down. Peace is never an option. It will never be an option. Humans are too diverse and too power hungry and greedy. So, you need to combat them with...
So kill them. So
no.
kill them.
I
No.
think
didn't
the
say kill.
land.
I
I
said
think the
slap them
land
with that.
The
Slap
land
the label on
option
them,
is the
They're
most.
just gonna be like, oh, we're done now, guys.
Here's the
Forever?
thing. Here's
No.
the thing. I think the land option is the most bullshit thing ever. Idealism or whatever. You have what you have. Why do you want more?
Shit. I just told you what. It's Holy Land. That's the reason they're fighting.
Oh my god, that's why I fucking hate religion.
So
Religion's the most
what's
dumbest
your solution
idealism.
then? What's your solution? Isn't death and destruction?
No.
What is it?
Why does it need to?
There
Why
is none. Because think in their
Ethan,
mindset,
Ethan, here's
they're
the
not
thing
gonna
though.
give
Why
a
does
fuck.
everything need to get resolved by violence?
It shouldn't. But what is this solution without it? What is it?
Like I said, you legitimately slap either a ceasefire or a war crime.
Riley, they've been fighting for years and years and years and years and years. They don't
And
give a
nobody slapped anything on them.
fuck.
No one has.
Nobody
no one
slapped
has
anyone.
even
So
bothered.
okay, so they're just called a bad guy now. Now what?
Wait,
You think
what?
they're gonna stop fighting?
Wait,
Just
what
because
did
they
you
were
say?
called a bad guy?
Wait, what?
You slapped a war crime label on them. They're gonna stop fighting.
They're not called a bad guy. It's literally a war criminal. If you are a war criminal, every other country will come after you. I'm pretty sure they
When
do
is
not.
that? When is that gonna happen?
Did you not
What do you
learn
mean that
history?
happened?
When is that gonna happen? Has America not done war crimes? Did anyone come after us? No.
No,
Nobody
because
cares.
nobody called for ceasefire on us. We're the most powerful country in the world. No one's come after us.
Guys.
Did
they're-
you see what
they're
happened with
obviously
Japan? They
paid-
literally
Yeah.
fought against us, and then we just attacked them.
Really, they're obviously seen as a criminal. They don't give a fuck. So why would that help?
Wait, I don't know.
They're
what you're
seen
getting
as a
at.
bad guy. Why would that help? They're not gonna just.
It's
stop.
not
They're
no.
Israeli?
They,
They're not
you're
seen as bad guys.
They're not in
Because-
some countries. They're not seen as bad guys.
Because they give money
So
to people.
how do you guys label someone as a war crime? Do you think America can just do that?
You can label anybody as a
Do you
crime.
think America can
as
just
a war
do
crime?
that?
What?
Do you think America is so
In our
seen-
country, we can label them as a war crime.
Okay, so
But
what
then
is
we
that?
also need to commute with other countries.
Anything can
that's
be
a war
labeled
crime.
as a war crime.
And
So,
So what about then? That's going to cause a world war because now
how is that going to cause a war?
you're splitting a divide of saying, oh, half of us think this is a war crime, half says no. Now you have world war.
It's, how?
Now there's more death and destruction.
I think okay, we are too paranoid as people that everything's just gonna burst into a world war. That's the same thing with Russia and Ukraine happening. We were like, oh, we're gonna go into World War III. Same thing with Israel Palestine. We were like, oh, we're gonna go to World War III. We need to stop the stigmatism of we're
No.
always gonna go into a world war.
No, you want to know why it didn't go into World War? Because America didn't want to help them.
Excuse me, we literally just sent weapons to Ukraine.
No. Physically put men on the ground to help fight the war.
That doesn't matter if we send people.
We're doing everything in our power not to actually cause World War III, but we're still trying to help.
So sending weapons to
No,
an allied country doesn't help.
We did fund them billions of dollars
Yes,
to
yes,
Ukraine,
no,
and then
that's
Russia did
still supporting them.
Yes, but we're not putting our face in there to say, oh, this
That's
is a
still
war.
technically putting our face in there.
Russia did declare us an enemy, though.
They just declared us an enemy.
Yes. So it is causing war, and you can see that. But
We literally sent humanitarian aid to both Palestine and Israel.
But we're not trying to cross that line to make it a world war.
We will never reach World War, in my opinion, because we have nuclear weapons. It would quite literally have to be an agreement by every country in the world, because the second you enter nuclear war, the world's going to be over.
Why would it have to be an agreement? It just takes one person that...
Agreement.
Because then if one person pushes a button, then everybody else pushes a button.
Because now that whole country,
everybody else...
That whole country is going... Ethan, look what Japan did. They bombed us. What do we do right back? We bomb their ass. You don't think now the world's more technologically advanced?
Also, you're saying in that sense.
Here's the thing.
I was saying you don't need to agree to have to push it.
I'm saying you're talking about war. I'm saying it's not going to happen because of nuclear weapons. We are going to have a Cold War, if anything, because every country has access to nuclear weapons, pretty much.
You think?
So it's like if Russia dropped on us, what are we going to do? Drop on them. All the other countries around them are going to feel the effects of a nuclear war. They're not going to be happy. They're like, dude, stop, or we're going to nuke you. It's going to be a nuke fest, whether it's nuclear or a bomb. That's just not going to happen.
You don't think
no, it's going to be a Cold War.
That's a good call. That's actually not a bad call.
That's always been.
You don't think that's tough? You're putting too much.
No, because look at countries like China, North Korea, Europe. We have most of Europe with us in NATO, and the second anyone bombs us, we have the NATO contract. They have to help us.
But
it is in their contract.
You're thinking that the world is too peaceful.
I'm not saying it's too peaceful.
Not too peaceful.
I'm just saying most countries do not want death in their countries.
Think about the psychopaths. You don't think there's psychopaths?
There are other psychopaths, but you have to realize the presidents too are not the ones who get to release the bombs. It is the military at the end of the day. Military people also have a mind of their own. If they do not want to risk their well-being and their country and their lives, maybe they do. Maybe they're psycho and they do.
It gets deeper than that. It could be like propaganda. What if they're like, oh, they already sent it. They already launched it.
Then that's the end of the world. There's quite literally, there's not even a point.
We can get to that point easier than
it's always been at that point, though.
Yeah. When did we argue it won't? I think World War could start tomorrow. All it takes is one bad day for someone, and they're like, okay, we hate this country.
Yeah, but that's the more rational. It would actually just be a war that splits the world in half.
We've always been split in half.
Yes, but a war that...
Half of the world hates America, half the world loves it.
Yes.
Everyone's always
split.
It
would take a war that splits the world in half to cause a world war.
It's already been happening, though. And we're not in a world war.
We haven't put our face in there yet.
Yes, we have, though.
Where
we have been putting our face in both of
We
them.
put our face in Israel. We've given them everything.
No,
we've also put our
troops on the ground shooting other countries.
It doesn't have to be troops, though.
Yes, because that's what would cause the world war. As soon as our troops are down shooting someone else's troops,
because literally Russia declared us as an enemy even after that.
Yeah, China hates us. Russia hates us. All the big countries hate us.
Yes, but we have not put our troops down and shot their troops. That's
because we
funded their enemies.
That's the only thing stopping.
But we have funded their enemies.
Yes, we know
and,
we're against.
And that's a lie because in the Middle East they bombed our U.S. military bases, but we did nothing to the Middle East. We haven't fought them yet. They killed our soldiers. They killed our journalists. They've taken our people hostage. We have not started a war with them.
What? Yeah, no one's saying.
You just said if our troops get involved, they killed our troops. Have we started a war?
Shooting another country's troops.
We've done that.
We've done that.
In a major war that we're not a part of. Yes, that will cause a world war. Because then we are choosing a side.
That would make no sense. Because then we fought Iraq. Why were other people fighting Iraq?
That's our own war with the superpower. No. If we are in...
Wait, Ethan, this doesn't defeat the purpose.
No. Have we fought another superpower? Face to face.
Like right now?
Ever. Right now. Right now. Have we ever?
Well, not as of right now.
No. So as soon as we fight another superpower, it's a world war.
But how come when another place fights us, it's not?
Because they're little fucking shrimp. Like, nobody gives a fuck. If we're fighting another superpower, then it's world war. It's GG. It will start. and want to know who? It's just about allies. So if we put our troops down in Ukraine and shoot Russia, that's World War.
Yeah,
Right?
but that's where we go back to what I'm saying. We're not getting into World War. Everyone's got nuclear weapons. It would just be a nuke war. And regardless
Because
if it's
everybody's so scared.
and regardless if it was America versus Russia, it would turn into every country's decision because we would bomb each other.
That's what I'm telling you.
That's what I'm saying. It's not gonna happen. I just genuinely don't think about it. Like Bradley said, everyone's just always like, oh, World War's gonna happen every year. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna be another Cold War.
That's because nothing.
How do you think people felt in the 80s? How do you think people felt when Cold War was happening? They probably thought exactly like us. Oh my god! We were all going to bomb each other, but nobody did it.
Why?
Because they attacked us on the bay, the Pig's Bay or whatever. No one did it. It's going to happen again. Because if anything, it's going to be more intense because we have better nuclear weapons. If it didn't happen when we barely just started nuclear weapons, why would it happen now?
Exactly, but all it's taking right now is just one of our troops to be attacked by a superpower. And that's it. And then I can spark that.
Okay, I don't think
But that's
one
why-
troop dying is going to set off nukes.
Obviously not one troop. But one major attack on our troops is going to cause something crazy.
I don't think it'll cause like a major nuclear
I think
war
it will
if we
cause
just.
issues, but
Brad,
not war.
If it comes out tomorrow, Russia bombed our
It's not going to be like,
Okay,
oh, we're
buddy.
not going to nuke.
All right, change your words then,
not
because you
nuked. No,
you
airstrike.
just said
What? Airstrikes
you
happen all the time.
change your words because you said if our troops attack them. You just changed
Either
it from
one,
that to
whoever's
an airstrike is very different. America would definitely retaliate with an airstrike.
Dude, do you think wars are guns now?
No,
Wars are just-
I didn't say that. I didn't
Wars
say that.
are
But
not
I didn't say that. But your words are very different. You said troops attack other troops.
Yes, troops are airstrikes nowadays. Like
Wait,
Let's say the word airstrike. Airstrike is very different from guns
What?
with troops. You made it sound like troop versus troop.
Oh,
Not airstrike. Airstrike are bombs
wait, I
on
forgot.
cities.
You're right. No, I forgot.
Airstrikes,
You guys play Call of Duty.
airstrikes are bombs on cities.
What do you mean by
guaranteed.
troops
No,
being
but
airstrikes?
like Ian doesn't know like semi-automatic rifle.
This
What
isn't
is
a
that?
fucking video game, Ethan. This is a real life.
No, that's what I'm
You
saying.
can't be relating it to Call of Duty, though.
No, but you don't know the terms. He doesn't know like military terms.
It doesn't matter. This
I
is fucking
guarantee.
real life.
It does
I
because-
love Call of Duty, Ethan. I love your enthusiasm, but I guarantee, yes, there might be some military terms. If you went into the military and used Call of Duty terms,
No, we're not
they
saying
would
in
know
that
that.
sense. But you don't understand that in the military, like it's very rare that troops are fighting each other on ground. That's like very rare.
Okay, well, you made it sound like that. If I'm pretty sure if another country bombed us, America's gonna bomb right back with normal bombs, and then it will get into nuclear bombs, and that's when all the countries be like, okay,
well,
wait,
there, then if that
boom.
helps you,
That's why I don't think the world.
contextualize it.
That's why I don't think
All it takes
the
is
world's
one
gonna.
attack from either superpower and any.
We're gonna get the Cold War too. Like it's inevitable, unless the world's ready to end. If people are ready for nukes everywhere, then so be it. We nuke.
Yeah, I like your theory.
Like that's why I genuinely don't stress about the war. Like I don't.
Wait, I don't stress about it really either.
Like there's no point.
You
I
stress about it?
What?
Like a war?
Yeah.
Really?
I think there will be
But, I mean,
issues.
But Ian's logic checks out. It's like, hey, either
It's
we're in
the-
Cold War or we all
It
die.
doesn't fucking matter, Ethan. Like every day, you still have. It has to be in the back of your mind. Like you don't know when war's gonna happen.
No, I don't give a fuck. What are you gonna do?
You
What are you gonna
don't-
stop it?
It doesn't fucking matter. Like, why do you want to go send yourself to battle for no fucking reason?
I don't.
Then it doesn't matter. It's always paranoid coming out when Russia's going on some crazy spree where they're sending people all over the place.
Well, I get what you're saying. Yeah, like
It's like,
in that
oh,
sense,
holy shit,
yeah.
what the fuck is gonna happen? But I'm not
That's
worried about it every single day. Yes, it's still gonna be in the back of my fucking mind. I'm not worried about it 24/7, but yes, it's still in the back of my mind. Like, why is it? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go nonchalant about my day, and then all of a sudden, boom. I mean, I'm not saying hypothetically, but then just bombs get dropped out of nowhere, and then you're like, oh man, I'm walking about my day.
No, yeah, I think it's,
You always gotta be like, yes, it's like, yes, every day I go being nonchalant, but yes, in the back of my mind, I'm still worried about war still kind of breaching over.
That's
It's
facts,
not,
yeah.
I'm not like crazy paranoid, like, oh, I have a bomb shelter ready and all
yeah,
that.
I get what you're saying.
Like,
But it's
I'm
oh,
still
when-
going about my life.
When stuff happens, like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, all right. We'll wind it here, guys. What did you think, Bradley? Now that we did one last segment, what did you think about the podcast?
I mean,
Would you rate your
Pretty-
first time on the podcast? Pretty good.
I mean, it's pretty decent. I mean, I opened up a lot. So, I mean, we just ended off with that very escalated conversation.
But it was
Well,
good.
not escalated, but very educational and more getting to hear both sides.
Sure. Ian, what did you think about the podcast?
Like I said, it wasn't really emotionally engaging for me, but it was fun.
Okay, what? It was just fun to you.
Yeah, I like
You didn't
talking.
like learning about Bradley and like.
No, okay.
hearing
It's
other
not
opinions?
learning about
That's what I
it.
just said. I didn't. You just took my words out of context. I said I wasn't emotionally
I
engaging,
know,
but it was
it's my
fun.
favorite. So you find
It's nice
you
hearing
think
about Bradley's.
Bradley's shit is just fun and games?
It's nice. No, because I kind of knew some of this. About
I
Bradley.
wouldn't say it's fun and games. It's not a learning experience. It's not a learning experience though. It's more like opening up because I trust and have more personal shit. I'm not trying to get emotional
I'm
here.
just trying to fuck with you. I know. I'm just fucking with
It
you.
doesn't matter. Because Bradley's okay. Not that I've heard all this, but Bradley's opened up to me about some of it. I've learned about this. I've had my intuitions about it.
Intuitions.
I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't expect it, but Bradley, then why do you get? Oh man, this keeps going forever. But whatever.
It doesn't fucking matter. I need to know.
Why do you get upset that people call you gay then if like you are feeling these ways?
It's because in the end, I just feel like I know it's not. This sounds bad, but like I just know it's not true. Like I just have intentions. Like I know where I'm at, sexuality wise. Like yes, I may question stuff, but like it's just whom I'm more guided towards.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. That's the end of episode 3.
Peace out.
Um,
Arigato.
we have to do our outro.
Oh, that means-
Bradley, hit the outro. Do your jazz music. Be like, thanks for tuning in, guys. To
Alright.
I don't know, however you want to end it.
Wait, I need to have the headset in.
Yeah.
So I need to know when the
Sorry,
music's
put the
came in.
music in.
Alright, and then that concludes episode 3 of Untitled.
Thank you. And
Good night.
yeah, good luck.
3 hours.